Tonight's game day sponsor is Murray GM. On now at Murray GM, Canada-wide clearance up to 84 months.
Game number 3 of the WMBL Eastern Semifinals. The venue is Roswells Park in downtown Moose Jaw. We head to the Friendly City with the series squared up at 1. Swift Current 57's coach Joe Carnahan joining me right now. Joe, the series sweep, what do you think about your team's effort on the whole through games 1 and 2?
Our biggest thing right now is we got to play with a little bit more of a sense of urgency at the start of games. We've done a good job battling back. We're fortunate enough to get a victory in the first one, then not quite enough in the second one. But, we're having opportunities early on and in the middle innings, and we got to just start doing a little bit better situational hitting and cashing in on that.
All the teams have talented players, but depth really becomes a factor in the WMBL playoffs. Do you feel that your team is conditioned for a 4, maybe 5-game series?
Yeah, we're ready to go. We got a bunch of guys that are excited for an opportunity to win a championship, and this is step 1 right here. And we'll see what we're made out of today, and hopefully we can come out on top today.
Keys to victory for your team?
Just have good at bats, get base runners. Then once we have base runners, not to try to do too much at the plate. If we get a guy on third base, less than 2 outs, do whatever we can to get him in, just stuff like that.
Thanks for this, Joe.
Thank you.
Words of wisdom from Swift Current 57's coach Joe Carnahan prior to this game at Roswells Park in Moose Jaw. We thank Joe for taking time out of a busy schedule to join us. We are ready to go with the series tied up at 1. The series split out of Swift Current. We see Thomas de Bonville warming up in the on-deck area. He's going to lead off for the Swift Current 57's in this one. Bo Sheridan gets the start on the mound for the Moose Jaw Miller Express. He's seen the Swift Current 57's once this year. The 57's have seen him. Sheridan against Swift Current pitched in Swifty, a June 1st 3-2 loss. He went 5 2/3 innings of work with 2 earned runs, giving up 7 hits against the Swift Current 57's on that day. Sheridan on the season, 9 appearances, 8 of them starts, 51 innings of work. He's allowed 51 hits. 29 earned runs. He struck out 34 and walked 18. 2-4 on the year for the Miller Express with a 5.11 earned run average. Bo Sheridan pitching to Cole Workin here in the top of the first inning. Ben Dahlke playing first, Scott Platt at second, Cutter McDowell at short, while Adam Cook plays third base, Pate Katuchis in left, Travis Abel in center, Ty Schindel in right field, Grant Westmoreland once again will DH for the Miller Express. First pitch, Bo Sheridan to Thomas de Bonville. And that finds the strike zone, and it's an 0-1 count here early. Matt Maholski will get the start for the 57's. 83-mile-an-hour fastball to Bonville. Hits that into left field, into the corner. And it's a solo home run. Thomas de Bonville. Second pitch of the ball game. And wait just a minute. Joe Carnahan out of the dugout as that's being ruled a foul ball. Eric Dorton appealing to the third base umpire as well. And we're going to have us a discussion here as things get emotional here. It appeared as though Thomas de Bonville had a solo home run. And the umpires will discuss. And it is being ruled a home run after all. So Swift Current off to a big start here. Some 57's fans in attendance, and Thomas de Bonville, second pitch of the ball game, going yard. His first hit of the series, and it is a monster one for Swift. 321 at left field here at Roswells Park. De Bonville hitting that one maybe 340 feet as Riley Campbell makes his way to the plate for the 57's.
Now to bat for Swift Current, third baseman number 8, Riley Campbell.
Campbell through games 1 and 2 in this series, hitting .714. He is getting himself on base, and even when he hasn't hit, he's walked, reached on air, wore one on the arm yesterday as well. Bo Sheridan goes right after Campbell with an 87-mile-an-hour fastball, and the count is 0-1. Blake Adams waits on deck for the 57's. Sheridan, breaking ball to Campbell, 1-1. Riley in the regular season, .322 hitter in this playoff series. Hitting .714. Slider from Sheridan, 65 miles an hour. Plenty of movement on that low-velocity pitch. Campbell was way out in front of it. And the count 1-2. Blake Adams on deck. It's a quick 1-0 lead for the Swift Current 57's here in Moose Jaw. Sheridan's fastball, which is hitting the gun at 87 miles an hour, makes things 2-2. The native of Wadsworth, Ohio, Riley Campbell. Fastball just a little bit low, and it's a full count to Campbell. Bo Sheridan, right-handed pitcher. Change up just a bit up. Fouled out of Roswell's Park by Campbell. Count remains full. A quick 1-0 lead for the Swift Current 57's. Here, game number 3 at Roswell's Park in Moose Jaw. Thomas de Bonville, solo home run. And Riley Campbell stays disciplined at the plate, as he is wont to do, and he gets himself on to first. So 2 batters faced, a home run and a walk so far for Bo Sheridan of the Miller Express. Blake Adams with monster numbers in the regular season for the 57's. 360 average to go with a team record-breaking 12 home runs and 54 RBI. Sheridan. Fastball up to Adams. Blake in the playoffs, 1 hit in his first 8 at-bats in 2 games. So he's looking to check into this series offensively. 1 run batted in and 1 walk so far in this first round series. All 4 WMBL opening round series in action tonight across the Canadian prairies. All series split after 2 games as well, as fastball catches the outside part of the plate, 1-2 to Adams. Wouldn't have predicted all series would be tied at 1 after 2 games, but that's where we are. Quick pickoff move to first. Riley Campbell dirties up the uni to stay safe. So the series all shift venues. Okotoks is in Edmonton, Weyburn in Regina, Lethbridge in Medicine Hat, and Swift Current heading 90 minutes down the Trans-Canada Highway to play here in Moose Jaw tonight for games 3 and 4, as Campbell is once again checked. Riley led the league in stolen bases with 35 of them, the base runner at first for the 57's. Steady diet of throws to first from Bo Sheridan, trying to keep Riley Campbell honest. Campbell in motion, hit and run was on. That's going to be fouled straight back by Adams. Count is 1-2. $84-mile-an-hour offering about letter high. Bo Sheridan to Blake Adams. Sheridan, the starting pitcher from Sugar Land, Texas. Breaking ball. Campbell looked like he was going to head to second, and that'll get Blake Adams looking. A nice-looking slider from Sheridan. And there's 1 down, 1 on. Bodie Cooper.
For Swift Current is first baseman number 5, Bodie Cooper.
Bodie hitting .333 this playoff series. One of the 57's Game 1 heroes, as he had a solo home run to tie the ball game in the bottom of the 9th before a subsequent 57's walk-off win. So the native of Chubbuck, Idaho, getting base hits 1 out of every 3 at-bats this series thus far. Riley Campbell on at first. Change up from Sheridan, just above the belt, and it's a 1-0 count to Bodie. Bodie knows what it takes to win in the WMBL playoffs, a member of last year's Swift Current championship team. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Change up. Riley Campbell successfully swipes second base. And with 1 out in the count, 1-1, the greasy Bruce Lee fast Riley Campbell finds his way to the middle of the field. He is perched at second base now. So Bodie Cooper will tighten up the batting gloves. He's got a runner in scoring position now with 1 down, and Brett Esau on deck. 85-mile-an-hour fastball fouled out of here by Bodie Cooper, as that one will bounce on Caribou Street before heading to Memorial Field next door here. And the count to Bodie is 1-2. Brett Esau, who had a 2-home-run game, is on deck for Swift Current. There's that slider again from Sheridan, 65 miles an hour on the gun. 57's are going to have to time that out. And Cooper goes down swinging, and it's back-to-back strikeouts by Bo Sheridan. Sheridan would like one of those pitches back this inning, the one to Thomas de Bonville that was a solo home run. He walked Riley Campbell, but since then has struck out 2. Brett Esau. He's hitting .333 in this series thus far, and yes, a multiple home run game last night for Swift. 2 solo bombs. Change up from Sheridan low and away. 2-0 count with 2 away here, and Riley Campbell on at second. Swift with 1 this inning thus far. They want more. Change up. Letter height, 3-0 to Esau. Mason Brown on deck, hitting .400 in these WMBL playoffs. 3-0 pitch to Esau, strike 1. Fouled straight back and out of the ballpark. Full count to Esau. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Got Riley Campbell on at second base. Mason Brown on deck. Bo Sheridan, the Moose Jaw Miller Express, trying to limit the damage to just 1 here in the first. Curveball called strike 3. So Sheridan gives up a solo home run and a walk and then strikes out the next 3. 57 strike first, though. It's 1-0 Swift Current. Matt Maholski on the mound when we return with Swift Current 57's playoff baseball, brought to you by Crop Production Services and Living Sky Casino.
Living Sky Casino. Living Sky.
Win a jackpot on a select bank of machines to be entered into the weekly draw for rider tickets and merchandise. Draw to be held every Sunday at 8 p.m. Winner does not need to be present to win, but you must be playing with your card to win. Live it up at Living Sky Casino.
Living Sky Casino. Living Sky.
Use your game sense.
At Crop Production Services, we're on in our commitment to farming. As in, it's on, lights on, game on this day and every day. Because through seeding, spraying, and harvest, on isn't an option. It's a marathon of on for farmers. On track, on time, always on. Like CPS in your community. So much riding on your farm. So many ways to profit from our experience. Bring it on. CPS, we're with you.
Welcome back to Swift Current 57's playoff baseball. Ryan Schweitzer in Moose Jaw. Swift leads at 1-0 as Matt Maholski takes to the mound. Moose Jaw Miller Express saw their fair share of Maholski in 2017. Matt started 3 of the 8 games Swift Current played against Moose Jaw in total against the Miller Express. 17 1/3 innings of work. He allowed 11 hits, struck out 17, and walked 7 over those 3 games. And 17 innings. 1-1 against the Miller Express with a 2.41 earned run average, and he's going to deposit a fastball right into the upper body of Scott Platt. First pitch of the game, and Platt is on.
30, Travis Abel.
Moose Jaw Miller Express coach Michael Hunt sending in the signals. Nobody out, one on at first. 1-0 57's lead. A little bit of early run support for Matt Maholski, native of Mansfield, Texas. Both starting pitchers in this one, hailing from the Lone Star State. Maholski from Mansfield, Bo Sheridan out of Sugar Land. State of Texas very well represented in the WMBL this year. One and one, Maholski to Travis Abel. Abel 2 for 10 in this playoff series thus far. Regular season hitter of .270. Fastball in, 1-2. Matt Maholski pitching to John Baeta. Bodie Cooper at first. Cole Thibodeau playing second base. Brett Esau at short. Riley Campbell at third. Outfield, Blake Adams in left. Thomas de Bonville in center. Nick Conyas in right. Changeup up from Maholski. Count is 2-2. Thomas de Bonville homered on the second pitch of the ballgame. Called strike three. Matt Maholski, a fastball that he kept low in the zone. And Travis Abel caught looking at that pitch, heads back to the dugout, head down.
Right fielder number 24, Ty Schindel.
Ty Schindel, game one home run in this series. He's hitting .375 through games 1 and 2. The right fielder from Victoria, BC. So Schindel, the number 3 hitter in Moose Jaw's batting order, has been a tough out this series thus far for Joe Carnahan and the 57's. Fastball from Maholski. Fouled back. It's 0-1. Our next webcast in the next game in this series, regardless of what happens tonight, will be tomorrow night. After the split in Swift. This one's going to go at least 4 games. We'll be here at 7:05 tomorrow from Roswell's Park, bringing you that game as well as Maholski. Fastball, strike 2. Scott Platt was hit by a pitch, the first one of the bottom of the first inning. He finds himself at first base. Travis Abel struck out looking. And now the count 0-2 to Ty Schindel. Cutter McDowell, Moose Jaw's shortstop, is on deck. Maholski, quick look over at Platt at first. So the Miller Express seeing plenty of Maholski in the regular season. Tries to paint the outside corner with that fastball. One and two with one down here in the bottom of the first inning. Thomas de Bonville's first home run in the summer of 17 has put Swift Current up 1-0. Matt Maholski and the 57's defense trying to keep it that way. Fastball past John Baeta, scooting to second base is Platt. So 2-2 with one down, runner in scoring position. On deck for the Miller Express, Cutter McDowell. McDowell in this series hitting .222. Regular season .262 hitter. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down here. Ty Schindel with that game 1 homer and a .375 average. Fouls one off. Count remains 2-2. Schindel battling with Maholski as that ball bounces off the light pole. 2-2 pitch, one away here. 57's in their road greens, taking on the Moose Jaw Miller Express, their home yellows. Fastball up and out from Maholski. 87 miles an hour out of the right hand of the tall Texan, and it's a full count to Schindel with one down. Schindel representing the number 3 spot in the Moose Jaw Miller Express batting order. Moose Jaw as a team in the regular season, 284 average, so this is a team that can get things done offensively. Fly ball, center field. Thomas de Bonville, catch is made. Scott Platt tags up at second. He will advance to third. 2 away. Ty Schindel flying out to center field. So Cutter McDowell takes a turn now with a runner on at third, the potential tying run in game 1 here.
Now to bat for the Miller Express, shortstop number 37, Cutter McDowell.
McDowell hitting .222 in this series thus far. 2 hits in 9 at-bats. Maholski. First pitch fastball just below the letters, 1-0 count to McDowell. Maholski hits Scott Platt with a pitch, putting him on at first. Platt's advancing to second base on a pitch that got through John Baeta. And now sits at third after that fly ball out by Ty Schindel, tagging up at second. 2-0 count now to Cutter McDowell with Ben Dalkey on deck. Matt Maholski, fastball in. 3-0 count. So McDowell likely to take here with the count 3-0 in his favor. 2 down here in the bottom of the first inning. Maholski and John Baeta agree on a 3-0 pitch. Swinging away on that 3-0 and popping it up is McDowell. And Bodie Cooper battles the sun and makes the catch. A 3-0 fastball. McDowell swings at it and pops up to the first baseman. And one is left stranded for the Moose Jaw Miller Express. 1 inning in the books. Thomas de Bonville's home run is the only run across the plate thus far. 1-0 Swift. This is 57's baseball for Crop Production Services and Living Sky Casino.
Living Sky Casino.
Win a jackpot on a select bank of machines to be entered into the weekly draw for rider tickets and merchandise. Draw to be held every Sunday at 8 p.m. Winner does not need to be present to win, but you must be playing with your card to win. Live it up at Living Sky Casino.
Living Sky Casino. Living Sky.
Use your game sense. When planning your Swift Current stay, call the Days Inn. Just a short walk from Living Sky Casino and a few minutes from world-class golf, Days Inn offers free Wi-Fi, a continental breakfast to go with newly renovated rooms. Ask about suites with kitchenettes. Unwind in the jacuzzi suite. If you're driving a large truck, no problem. There's lots of free parking. The Days Inn is home to locally renowned meeting and banquet facilities as well. Call 306-773-4623. The Days Inn, the host hotel for the Swift Current 57's.
Welcome back to Swift Current 57's Baseball. Ryan Schweitzer in Moose Jaw, joined at our broadcast location by Swift Current 57's president Mike Mutlo, who made the 90-minute trip down the Trans-Canada Highway to check out this Game 3. Drive-in was great for us. Mutz, how about you?
Good drive-in. Highways are clear. You know, it's a nice summer drive. Just a quick hop and a skip into Moose Jaw, or sitting here enjoying baseball. It's awesome.
I was thrilled to see us play Moose Jaw in round one. I mean, matching up with Regina and Weyburn, those would have been good matchups as well. But just with the lack of a drive, I mean, this is the shortest divisional opponent, so it's nice to see yourself and so many fans from Swifty out here, as Count to Mason Brown is 1-1 here, leading off here in the top of the second. Mutz, from a baseball perspective, I know Joe Carnahan won't consider the season a true success unless he brings back another championship trophy, but all in all, from a board perspective, you got to be happy with how things went in 2017.
Yeah, absolutely, Ryan. It's been really good. We really, we changed what we did at the ballpark a little bit, changed some of our ideas and how we work in the community, and I think the fans have responded to it. And the one big thing is the name change. That's been stellar for us. We sold lots of merchandise. People really accepted the fact that we're, quote unquote, being politically correct and joining the flow and going with 57. So everything's been good. Final numbers aren't in yet, but I think overall the season's been really good. A great success so far.
As you say it, the name change there, I mean, yeah, there's the term politically correct, but, you talked about it as well. A great move from a marketing standpoint. Attendance the past few years wasn't stellar. There weren't a lot of new people with Swift Current Indians merchandise, and now, you see those orange shirts all over town. They just really jump out at you. As the president, it's got to be nice for you to see all the new hats and shirts around town. Eh?
It's pretty cool. You walk around town and you see the 57's are everywhere, and maybe I've heard you refer to it as maybe the sauce, and maybe that will catch on a little bit. I kind of like that idea, but it's been a good marketing scheme. The committee that did the work, I thank them because they come up with a great logo. The colors are awesome. People love it. Merchandise sales have gone through the roof. It's been really good.
For people who are new to the club this year, and we have a lot of family members of players listening, you alluded to earlier about changing up the way we do things in the community. Speak to that a little bit. What were some of the changes that were made?
I think what we did, that the ball club had always been involved in the community, but this year we really stepped it up, and we got our name out there, we got our faces out there, we got involved with some charities. The Dr. Noble Irwin Foundation, we helped them out with one of their playoff hockey draft and got some spin-off there, but we got our group involved. We've always had the Field of Dreams community, which was part of that Noble Irwin Foundation that helped us out and helped the community out. We also ran a poker tournament last fall with the Southwest Sharps, the Type 1 Diabetes group, and we gave some funds back to them too. So, and all that stuff, I think the community's bought in and realized that it's just a good community organization, and let's help them out too. So
John Baeta gets a one-out walk here in the top of the second inning here after Mason Brown lined one off the pitcher and grounded out via 1-3. Mutz, you talked about the Southwest Type 1 Sharps, and I know that Dennis Perreault has been a big supporter of that group. And, of course, Dennis, the new mayor of Swift Current, he was elected this past October. How nice is it for the mayor to have your back as well with some of the things that he's been doing lately?
We're lucky to have him in Swifty. He's a pretty special guy. He kind of started out last winter with the WHL hockey team, the Broncos, and ran with it. And he came to us and he says, "I'm going to do the same thing for you guys." He's out there leading the charge. He's like the Pied Piper of Swift Current. And, we're really lucky to have him. He's a great guy. He's a great friend. He's all Swift Current. He wants Swift Current to succeed in every aspect. He's awesome guy.
Nick Kanyas gets cagey moments ago, dragged bunt down the first base line. Nobody covering first as both pitcher and first baseman went after that ball, and John Baeta advances to second base, and now the 57's with runners on at first and second, and only one down. Cole Thibodeau at the plate right now. Mutz, how do you think? A great year, obviously, this year. On the field in the regular season, 33-15. Time will tell how far this playoff run goes. But, if and when the season ends, hopefully not until mid-August, how do you see the board and the organization carrying on the momentum that they have from this year and onward and upward?
What I'm seeing right now is, we carry on with this playoff baseball. Like you said, let's hope it runs to the middle of August, and maybe we can defend. That'd be a pretty neat thing to do on, first year in the green and orange. But, we've got some ideas coming up. We've got a couple of events we're planning. We got another one, a poker tournament coming up probably in October with the Southwest Sharps again. So we're just going to keep rolling. Probably monthly there's going to be something popping out, and we're just going to keep the awareness out there that the 57's are around.
Cole Thibodeau, ground ball to third base, and he's thrown out at first. That'll do it for the 57's here as they end up stranding one here in the top of the second. How about a third patio next year, Mutz?
Maybe. Hey, maybe. The first two have been real good, so why not have three?
Right on. Mike Mutlo, president of the Swift Current 57's, joining us here. Mutz, I'll let you go enjoy the game with the rest of the Swift Current fans. Thanks for coming up here.
Thanks, Wade.
More with Game 3 right after these.
At the Hearing Place, we're making a positive difference in the lives of our clients' hearing health. We are a full-time, fully licensed hearing health care facility. Our goal is to improve and maintain our clients' hearing health with personal attention and ongoing support. As an audiologist with more than 15 years experience, I work with clients of all ages, including toddlers and newborns. This is not only my vocation, but my passion. When you come into the Hearing Place, you will receive a complete diagnostic hearing evaluation using state-of-the-art equipment. We talk about the specific reasons for your visit and the hearing situations you find most difficult. We then discuss the hearing options that are right for you, your budget, and your lifestyle. The end goal is to ensure you leave with the knowledge and confidence about your future of hearing health. The Hearing Place. For more information, visit www.thehearingplace.ca.
Welcome back to Swift Current 57's baseball here in Moose Jaw. It's Ryan Schweitzer bringing you the action between the Miller Express and Swift Current 57's game number 3 of this WMBL Eastern Semifinal. Webcast crew is feeling chubby after the visit to the Deja Vu Cafe. They do not go chintzy on the portions by any means here in Moose Jaw, so happy to just be sitting back enjoying this ball game right now with physical activity at a minimum up here in the booth. Matt Maholski, breaking ball, working against Ben Dalkey, the Miller Express most popular player of 2017. That's not me editorializing, that's the fans saying so, as he was presented with that honor at the Miller Express last regular season game. Count is 1-1 to Dalkey, who hit .331 in the regular season, 7 home runs, 44 RBI, leading the Miller Express in those hitting stats. Playoffs, Dalkey's 1 for 9, batting average of 111 thus far. So there's a lot of big guns that are looking to get firing on both squads through games 1 and 2. We'll see if that happens as the series gets longer or if pitching stays stingy. Fastball from Maholski, and that's 2-2. Strike 3, Dalkey goes down swinging. Second strikeout of the game for Matt Maholski. 86-mile-an-hour heater. Cole Workin to the plate now.
Now for the Miller Express, catcher number 19, Cole Workin.
First pitch to Cole Workin, fastball from Maholski, strike 1. Talked about it earlier, this is the 4th time in 2017 that Matt Maholski has played the Moose Jaw Miller Express. 1-1 in 3 appearances against Moose Jaw, all 3 starts in the regular season. 17 1/3 innings of work, striking out 17 and walking 7 against the Miller Express this year as Maholski's breaking ball, strike 2 against Cole Workin. Matt with a 2.41 earned run average against Moose Jaw this season. Workin will foul that off. Pitch number 26 for Maholski in this one, as Moose Jaw youth hopefully look both ways before crossing the street and chasing down that foul ball. Ground ball, Thibodeau dives, and that gets past him. Single for Cole Workin.
For the Miller Express, left fielder number 10, Pete Katachis.
Pete Katachis. Has a 143 average this series thus far. Cole Workin singling past Cole Thibodeau at second base. Workin the base runner at first. Pete Katachis at the plate. Matt Maholski goes breaking ball for strike 2. Bo Sheridan for the Miller Express, Matt Maholski. Both with good sliders complementing fastballs in this one thus far. 0-2 the count to Katachis with Grant Westmoreland on deck. Fastball and called strike 3. That's the third strikeout of the game for Maholski. Grant Westmoreland to the plate now.
Now to bat for the Millers, DH number 32, Grant Westmoreland.
Westmoreland 209 in the regular season. In limited at-bats for the Miller Express. 250 in the playoffs thus far for the Miller Express designated hitter, the Game 1 starter on the mound for Moose Jaw. As Westmoreland pitched a gem in Swift-Current in a Game 1 loss. Swinging bunt and flip to first base. However, that one going off of Westmoreland, so he'll be summoned back to the batter's box. And the count will remain 0-2 with 2 away here. Mansfield, Texas product, Matt Maholski. Taking on Pearland, Texas is Grant Westmoreland. We talked about it earlier about how the Lone Star State so well represented in the WMBL. 87-mile-an-hour fastball, and that'll do it for the Moose Jaw Miller Express.
On the second inning on the Winmar scoreboard, no runs,
3 strikeouts for Maholski with a single given up to Cole Workin in there.
Fans, just a reminder, you can have a chance at some cash tonight with the Bugsies 50.
Maholski 4 strikeouts this game thus far. Swift on the sticks when we return with Swift Current 57's baseball for Crop Production Services and Living Sky Casino.
At Crop Production Services, we're on in our commitment to farming. As in, it's on, lights on, game on this day and every day. Because through seeding, spraying, and harvest, on isn't an option. It's a marathon of on for farmers. On track, on time, always on. Like CPS in your community. So much riding on your farm. So many ways to profit from our experience. Bring it on. CPS, we're with you.
When you need to unwind, visit Smiley's Lounge at the Days Inn Swift Current. Smiley's offers daily food specials and a full menu. Ask about their daily homemade soup and a wide variety of wings. Need something to go? Visit their off sale selling cold beer, hard liquor, wine and coolers, and all the ice you need. Need takeout or a catering service? Call 306-778-4600. Smiley's Lounge, North Service Road East, Swift Current.
Welcome back to Swift Current 57's baseball from Rosswell's Park in Moose Jaw. Ryan Schweitzer bringing you the play-by-play action. Thomas de Bonville home run in this one to touch home plate, the only base runner to do so. 1-0 lead for the Swift Current 57's. We're in the top of the third inning. Bo Sheridan lowing away to Bonville. We're joined by Mark Smith from Discover Moose Jaw and also sports reporter for the 3 Moose Jaw-based radio stations. Mark, how long have you been covering the Moose Jaw Miller Express for now?
I think this is 6 seasons now. It's pretty fun. It's a nice way to spend the summer.
Another well-hit ball by Thomas de Bonville, and another one clears the fence. And it's another 1-0 pitch. Thomas de Bonville, 2 swings of the bat for the native of Colorado, and 2 home runs. Thomas de Bonville, so far a one-man wrecking crew. His first 2 bombs of the season, saving it for when it counts. Certainly wasn't expecting that kind of a start to this one. I don't know about you, Smitty.
No, especially that first one was a little bit of controversy and everything, too, with it. That one, no doubter to center field. That was a nice hit.
The Moose Jaw Miller Express hanging into the playoffs now. I know that the mayors of our respective cities have got into it a little bit, but how's the community of Moose Jaw been rallying behind the team here heading into this first round series?
I think there's been a little bit more buzz in the city compared to the last few years with them missing the postseason. So I think everyone was a little excited about them being back in the playoffs, and there were some good crowds late in the season. We saw that in the regular season finale against Swift Current. A really good crowd here on that Sunday night. So I think the community's definitely buying in and pretty happy about how the team's played so far this year, and excited that playoffs are back.
You're at every single game for the Moose Jaw Miller Express, and I know you're at every Warrior game in hockey season. I don't know when the heck you take your 3 weeks of holidays. But
I got them at the start of the season.
Hopefully you fit them in there somewhere, man. But, watching this Moose Jaw Miller Express team getting into the playoffs this year in a competitive East Division as Riley Campbell hits a fly ball to Travis Abel. What's the bread and butter of the Moose Jaw Miller Express this year? When they win games, what's it attributed to?
It's kind of been a little bit of everything this year. They've had some good pitching performances, and I think that's probably the most consistent area for them. Their bullpen's maybe not as strong as they would like at times, but the starting pitching has been really good. And their bats have come through in games when maybe their pitchers haven't been up. So they've had a little bit of everything throughout the season, which I think is kind of indicative of their record too, is that they were just a little bit, not everything was always clicking, and when things did click, they won, and when things didn't, they came out on the losing end.
I thought Moose Jaw, they're a team, as Blake Adams is going to wear one from Bo Sheridan here and take first. Moose Jaw was a team not unlike Swift Current that, back in the old SMBL days and the WMBL when, back before it was a straight collegiate league, they certainly had their identity. How do you think they've weathered the storm changing from the straight collegiate league? Because I remember back in the day, in the WMBL, there was a lot of local flavor there. And Swift Current, we have one local kid who comes into pitch when we're up by 10 or down by 20, and you guys have Cole Workin, who's from Regina, in your starting lineup. But, how do you think the organization and the fans have evolved through the switch to the collegiate league?
Yeah, well, I think when they first switched, the Moose Jaw had a strong base of local guys that were in college then, too. So that helped, I think, initially. The guys like John Cotter and Tyler Spencer, who's now a coach with the team, those guys kind of really helped, I think, bridge the gap there. But Michael Hunt's done a great job recruiting guys and getting some good relationships.
Bodie Cooper, opposite field, shot to right. Good gracious, bodacious, his second home run of the postseason. And the 57's have put up a crooked number here in the third, a 2-run shot by Bodie. And the 57's suddenly up 4-0.
It's not a windy night here. Those balls are flying out of the park.
They tend to at Ross Wells Park here, and I know the dimensions. James Gallo told me 321 in left field, which it seems a lot closer than that, but I'll take his word for it. 325 in right, but 380 in center field. I would imagine there's never a shortage of home runs at this park.
No, it's Moose Jaw has always been one of those teams, except for maybe this year, but one of those teams that's always had a guy near the top of the league in home runs, and I imagine they like coming up here to hit.
Michael Hunt, we talked about it just in between innings here. Is it 9 seasons now?
That's what I think it is. He said that at the awards banquet on Monday night. 9 seasons. That doesn't seem like it's been that long, but it's a nice tenure up here, and I'm sure he's happy to be back in the postseason after a couple of years out for the first time.
Interesting as well, the parallels between himself and Joe Carnahan as well, because Joe is a shop teacher at the local high school in Swift, and that's how Mike Hunt is able to keep getting his summers off as well.
Yeah, he's a teacher here in town. I think coaches high school volleyball and basketball at the junior level in the off season as well, so he definitely keeps himself busy here in town.
Right on. Your favorite part about covering this Miller Express team this year, you obviously love it because I see it at the ballpark every time I'm here, and you're probably here for every other game too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely fun. I love coming out. It's a little more laid back than covering the Warriors and doing the WHL stuff, but it's nice to be outside in the summer and get to kind of hang out. And these guys are always fun to talk to. Some of the Americans that come up here for the first time, it's nice to get to know them and feel their experiences.
They're great guys that come and play in this league as well. The character guys on each and every team certainly make this league special. You've seen pretty much every team this year in Moose Jaw, heading into the playoffs. I wouldn't have predicted that every series would be split after 2 games as Brett Esau. Ground ball to Scott Plett, who makes a nice play to get it, but throws it away at first. So Brett Esau will get on via the E4. Yeah, nice. Who do you like in the playoffs?
Yeah, I think Swift Current's got a really strong squad, but these two teams kind of battled each other all season, so it's a pretty even matchup for a 1-4. But Weyburn obviously pretty hot going into the playoffs, so I think they have a good shot against Regina. And the East is pretty tight, but Okotoks is pretty good this year as usual. So I imagine they might come out of the West and have a good shot at the league title.
Yeah, Okotoks back in Edmonton tonight after that series split. Wouldn't have predicted that, but no. Edmonton shocked the world last year, too. Mm-hmm. So 4-0 the score here in what's been an eventful series thus far for the Swift Current 57's and Moose Jaw Miller Express. Smitty, thank you so much for coming up here and sharing some insight with us. Greatly appreciated, man.
Thanks very much for having me. It was great to be on with you. You have a great broadcast here.
Hey, well, greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. How do people follow you on Twitter? Let you plug the Twitter handle while you're here.
At MarkSmith18. Just it's easy, simple. Mark with a C.
Beauty. Right on. Thanks, Smitty.
Thank you.
Mark Smith from DiscoverMooseJaw.com and sports reporter for all 3 Moose Jaw-based radio stations. Glad that he could join us to share his thoughts on the season as Mason Brown is going to hit one into the gap in left center. Brett Esau will score standing up. Mason Brown will gallop to second base. And the Swift Current Indians, or 57's rather.
It's basically guaranteed every game.
The new name drinking game is in effect every time I refer to this team by their old name. Slam one back. In any event, it's 5-0 Swift. As Tanner Spencer is going to come out and have a chat with Bo Sheridan, and creatures start a stirring in the Miller Express bullpen. Thomas de Bonville with a solo home run to get things going here in the 3rd inning.
Now the bat for Swift Current.
Blake Adams was hit by a pitch, then Bodie Cooper had a 2-run dinger.
Skip here for $8 at the Park in the Park.
Brett Esau got on base via an E4, and then Mason Brown with a double to score Esau. So Mason Brown on its second.
Holy crap-a-moly.
Another ball drilled across Caribou Street in Moose Jaw. How about Mason Brown? .429 batting average in this playoff series. Regular season .252 hitter. And that's after a late surge late in the year. Brown spent most of the year below the Mendoza line. But he's been swinging a hot bat when it counts. John Baeta redirecting a ball off the bucket of Ron Shuchuk. Home plate umpire. Fans of all kinds taking in this game as strike to Baeta. Strike 3.
That's an umpire beer batter, 2 beer for $8 at the Park in the Park. Line them up.
2 down here. A 4-run 4th inning thus far for the Swift Current 57's.
Swift Current right fielder Nick Conyas,
who are up a field goal and 2 rouges here against the Moose Jaw Miller Express. Bo Sheridan, fastball to Nick Conyas. Hitting the gun at 85, and it's a 1-0 count to the native of San Antonio. Conyas drag bunt single the last time he was up. 2-0 count. Change up from Sheridan, fouled out of here by Conyas.
Foul ball brought to you by Seaborn Insurance, your SGI Canada broker.
(2-1). Conyas spanks that up the middle. Mason Brown being sent home, and the 57's are going to go up another one here. 6-0 the score. RBI single from Nick Conyas. And the bats have come alive for the 57's here in the third. A 5-run third inning.
Second baseman Cole Thibodeau.
And everyone in the 57's batting order is going to get a turn here in the fifth. Cole Thibodeau, the number 9 hitter in the batting order. Thomas de Bonville led the inning off with a solo home run. He's on deck. Thomas de Bonville in this game has seen 4 pitches. He's hit 2 of them for dingers. Nick Conyas in motion. Throw to second base, not in time to get the speedster from San Antonio. So with his team up 6, Conyas gets into scoring position. Cole Thibodeau grounded into a double play last time he was up. That was his first at bat of the postseason. Well hit ball to center field. That's going to one-hop Travis Abel. Conyas being sent home. Play at the plate. Could be close. Throws off target. And Nick Conyas scores. Cole Thibodeau sneaking to third base. Dead ball after that ball bounced off Conyas. And Michael Hunt is going to make his way out. And this will likely be it for Bo Sheridan, as the Swift Current 57's get to him in the third inning, putting up 6 runs and now lead at 7-0. Cole Thibodeau with an RBI single, and then Tibby sneaking his way to third base as the Miller Express were trying to get Conyas at the plate. So that'll do it for Bo Sheridan. 2 solid innings of work for Sheridan, but then the wheels coming off here in the third inning. 2 2/3 innings of work. 7 hits, 7 runs, 4 of them earned, striking out 4, walking 2, facing 18 batters. Moose Jaw Miller Express bringing in a new pitcher. We'll let him warm up, and we'll be back with more Swift Current 57's Playoff Baseball, brought to you by Crop Production Services and Living Sky Casino.
These frickin' bees.
Living Sky Casino. Living Sky.
Win a jackpot on a select bank of machines to be entered into the weekly draw for rider tickets and merchandise. Draw to be held every Sunday at 8 p.m. Winner does not need to be present to win, but you must be playing with your card to win. Live it up at Living Sky Casino.
Living Sky Casino. Living Sky.
Use your game sense.
Thank you to Swift Current Building Supplies for providing the materials for the new patio at Mitchell Field.
See Swift Current Building Supplies for all types of lumber, kitchen hardware, tools, power tools, fence, and shed packings.
At your one stop, we carry everything shop for building and renovation.
Building supplies, farm and ranch, construction, paints, and decor. Swift Current Building Supplies, Swift Current's complete home and farm building supply center. Highway 1 West.
Tanner Eames into pitch for the Moose Jaw Miller Express. Thomas de Bonville count as 0-1. De Bonville 2 at-bats and 2 home runs so far for the Swift Current 57's, helping them to this 7-0 lead. A 6th-run third inning. In what looked like we were shaping up for another pitcher's duel, but second time through the order, 57's getting to Bo Sheridan. Tanner Eames, 13 appearances in the summer of 17, 5 starts, 41 innings of work, allowing 54 hits, 30 earned runs, striking out 32 and walking 13, and a 6.58 earned run average. De Bonville, center field. Travis Abel makes the catch. Well, the 57's strand 1 but score 6. 7-0. Swift Current. Bit of run support from Matt Maholski. Swift in the field when we return with 57's baseball.
At Crop Production Services, we're on in our commitment to farming. As in, it's on, lights on, game on this day and every day. Because through seeding, spraying, and harvest, on isn't an option. It's a marathon of on for farmers. On track, on time, always on. Like CPS in your community. So much riding on your farm. So many ways to profit from our experience. Bring it on. CPS, we're with you.
And now, a message from your stomach.
Hey, the workday's over and it's time to eat, and I need some real good food. Some real good food from Houston Pizza. They've got savory ribs, souvlaki, steak, chicken, Greek or Caesar salad, and of course, that delicious pizza. Everything's made fresh daily. For dine-in, pickup, or delivery at Houston Pizza, you get real good food.
Houston Pizza's got lots of real good food.
Well, the Swift Current 57's in games number 1 and 2.
16, Adam Cook.
Total of 9 runs in the first 2 games. And 5 of those runs coming in the 9th inning for the 57's. Joe Carnahan wanting to stress that same level of urgency through 9 innings and not just the 9th. A 6-run third inning has the 57's up 7-1 here in Moose Jaw. Or 7-0 rather. Hits are 7-1. 7-0 the score. Adam Cook, though, is going to belt one into the outfield. Second hit of the ball game for Moose Jaw. The number 9 hitter, Cook, seeing a pitch that he can drive and getting himself on at first base. There's Cook and 57's Bodie Cooper. Scott Platt hit by a pitch his last time up.
Scott Platt.
Matt Maholski in the bottom of the second, 3 strikeouts. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. And it's 0-1. Maholski, 2 innings of work, 2 hits. Striking out 4. 10th batter that he's faced. Fastball drilled into the backstop. 0-2. Snap throw over to first. And Adam Cook, safe by the tips of his fingers. John Baeta, quick throw from behind the plate. Matt Maholski pitching to John Baeta. Bodie Cooper at first. Cole Thibodeau playing second. Brett Esau at short. Riley Campbell playing third base. Blake Adams, Thomas de Bonville. And Mason Brown, the outfield. Strike 3 and strikeout number 5 of the game for Maholski. Fastball past Scott Platt.
Next Next up for the Millers.
Travis Abel.
Travis Abel.
His second time up. He struck out last time facing Maholski. Caught looking. Travis Abel from Leawood, Kansas. Junior at Central Missouri. 0-1 the count. Matt Maholski just wrapping up his senior year, University of Texas at Arlington. Fastball from Maholski. 0-2 with one down. Matt Maholski, one of those guys in the dugout who's always talking. Games that he's not on the mound. He's leading the charge in the dugout vocally. He's let his pitches do the talking in this one. Ground ball, Brett Esau flips to second and not quite able to turn two. Esau flipping to Thibodeau for the 6-4. So Abel will reach on a fielder's choice there, as they couldn't quite connect the dots on that double play. That'll bring Ty Schindel to the plate with two down here in the bottom of the third, and his Moose Jaw Miller Express down 7-0.
Now the man for the Miller Express, right fielder Ty Schindel.
7 runs on 7 hits for the 57's, including 2 home runs from Thomas de Bonville. Maholski, breaking ball, strike one. Fastball in. Did he go? No, he didn't, says the base umpire. 1-1 the count to Ty Schindel. Cutter McDowell on deck. Matt Maholski. Change up and a good take by Schindel. 2-1 with 2 down. .44 pitches from the right hand of Matt Maholski to get him through 2 2/3. Pitch is behind the hitter. And that one hopping away from John Baeta and able to advance all the way to third base is Travis Abel. Maholski throwing behind Ty Schindel. That ball took a funny hop off the backstop, and John Baeta had to chase it all the way towards the 57's dugout. So that changes the complexion of this at bat for Ty Schindel now with a runner on at third base. 2 down. Miller Express looking for some sort of spark to ignite their offense, trailing 7-0 here against the 57's. Bottom of the third inning. Swift put up 6 in the top of the third. Fastball up and out. Schindel is walked. Brings Cutter McDowell to the plate.
Next up for the Express, shortstop, Cutter McDowell.
Cutter McDowell flew out to first base on a 3-0 pitch the last time he was up. Matt Maholski, 5 strikeouts, 1 walk. McDowell slashes that one foul down the first base line. Good bat speed. Good exit velocity off the bat. Just foul from McDowell. And a long strike for Matt Maholski. Runners on the corners, 2 away here. Miller Express. And a breaking ball from Maholski. Good movement on that pitch. Going from inside to right across the plate. And it's 0-2 with 2 away. Maholski struck out 5. Good command of his slider. Good location of his fastball in this one to help his team with this 7-0 lead. McDowell slashes another one foul down the first baseline. Count remains 0-2. Slider from Maholski, line drive right into the mid of Cole Thibodeau. 3 innings in the books. 2 are stranded for the Miller Express. 7-0. The lead remains for the Swift Current 57's. They'll try and add to it when we come back with the top of the 4th. 57's baseball.
Win a jackpot on a select bank of machines to be entered into the weekly draw for rider tickets and merchandise. Draw to be held every Sunday at 8 p.m. Winner does not need to be present to win, but you must be playing with your card to win. Live it up at Living Sky Casino.
Living Sky Casino. Living Sky.
Use your game sense.
At Crop Production Services, we're on in our commitment to farming. As in, it's on, lights on, game on this day and every day. Because through seeding, spraying, and harvest, on isn't an option. It's a marathon of on for farmers. On track, on time, always on. Like CPS in your community. So much riding on your farm. So many ways to profit from our experience. Bring it on. CPS, we're with you.
Swift Current third baseman Riley Campbell.
All right, Swift Current looking to improve on a 7-0 lead here. Riley Campbell to the plate in a 2-3-4 inning for Swift. Campbell, Blake Adams, and Bodie Cooper all due up here. Riley batting .625 in this series. Ground ball, swatted foul. Tanner Eames, who came on in relief last inning for Moose Jaw, ahead of Riley Campbell, 0-2. Fly ball hit to shallow center field. Travis Abel chasing after it, and Ty Schindel in right field will make that catch. 1 away here, top of the 4th inning. Blake Adams preparing himself as he'll take the walk to the plate.
Swift Current left fielder Blake Adams.
The number 24 on his jersey, representing the number of inches in his pythons, brother. Adams with power numbers this year for the 57's, the WMBL Rookie of the Year. Breaking ball from Eames. He is up. Fastball from Eames, 84 miles an hour, fouled into the backstop by Adams. 1-1 the count, 1 down here. We'll be back here tomorrow night at Roswell's Park in the friendly city of Moose Jaw for game number 4 of this series, regardless of the outcome tonight. Someone's going to need at least 4 to take this series, as is the case with every series, as that slider from Eames is up.
RBC
2-1.
Royal Bank Bingo's been won. RBC Royal Bank Bingo is done.
All the other series in the league split after the first 2 games. Fastball from Adams drilled down the third base line. Top of the 5th inning in Edmonton. Things are not going smoothly for the prospects tonight. The Okotoks Dogs with a 6-0 lead in Edmonton. Just down the road, the Weyburn Beavers trailing the Regina Red Sox 2-1 in the bottom of the 4th. Lethbridge up 2-0 on the Medicine Mavericks in Medhat. Swift Current up a converted touchdown here against the Moose Jaw Miller Express, 7-0. So with the exception of the Regina Red Sox in a 2-1 lead over the Beavers in Regina in the bottom of the 4th, not a great night so far for the road teams, or for the home teams rather. Still a lot of baseball left to be played tonight though, as that off-speed pitch is hit up by Adams. Scott Platt makes the catch. Bodie Cooper, 2-run bomb the last time he was up. Bodie with 2 home runs this series.
First baseman Bodie Cooper.
Game 1 dinger and then a 2-run shot here. Brett Esau and Thomas de Bonville now also with 2 playoff home runs for Swift. Bodie Cooper swats that one at Cutter McDowell, takes a hop on him, but he fields that ball at eye level and orchestrates a 6-3. Bodie grounds out to the shortstop, and that does it for the 57's in the top of the 4th. 7-0 is the lead for Swifty. Matt Maholski back on the mound for the bottom of the 4th when we return with 57's Baseball, brought to you by Crop Production Services and Living Sky Casino.
Living Sky Casino.
Win a jackpot on a select bank of machines to be entered into the weekly draw for rider tickets and merchandise. Draw to be held every Sunday at 8 p.m. Winner does not need to be present to win, but you must be playing with your card to win. Live it up at Living Sky Casino.
Living Sky Casino. Living Sky.
Use your game sense.
At Crop Production Services, we're on in our commitment to farming. As in, it's on, lights on, game on this day and every day. Because through seeding, spraying, and harvest, on isn't an option. It's a marathon of on for farmers. On track, on time, always on. Like CPS in your community. So much riding on your farm. So many ways to profit from our experience. Bring it on. CPS, we're with you.
We're back in Moose Jaw. Ryan Schweitzer at Roswell's Park, where the 57's have a 7-0 lead after a 6-run third inning. We're in the bottom of the 4th now as Ben Dahlke fouls that onto Caribou Street here in Moose Jaw. And the count is 0-2. Dahlke, Cole Workin, and Pate Katuchis due up here. Ben Dahlke goes down on strikes as Matt Maholski rings up another one. His 6th of this baseball game.
Cole
Workin, 1 for 1 this game, singling the last time he was up. Pate Katuchis on deck. So there's one down here. Gorgeous night for a baseball game. Mother Nature interfering with game 1 by dumping rain on these 2 teams in the late innings. As Matt Maholski gets on the same page with John Baeta. Fastball past Cole Workin. And it's 0-2 with 1 down. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Matt Maholski. His 7th of the ball game. 4th time in the summer of 17 that the Moose Jaw Miller Express have seen Matt Maholski. Doesn't seem to have eased the degree of difficulty as of yet, though. Still only in the 4th inning, though. Lots left to be played here. Maholski 57 pitches to get through 4 2/3. Heater to Pate Katachis. Maholski. Fastball for strike 2. Fastball from Maholski, hitting 86 miles an hour quite regularly in this one.
These bees.
0-2 pitch. Slider from Maholski, and Katachis getting a small piece of that baseball to stay alive in this exchange with the product of Mansfield, Texas. Katachis coming to Moose Jaw from Colorado. Grant Westmoreland is on deck. Matt Maholski, 0-2 pitch. Fastball past Katachis. 3 more strikeouts in the bottom of the 4th for Matt Maholski. 7-0, the 57's lead at top of 5 on the way. This is 57's baseball for Crop Production Services and Living Sky Casino.
Last 3 digits.
Living Sky Casino.
Win a jackpot on a select bank of machines to be entered into the weekly draw for rider tickets and merchandise. Draw to be held every Sunday at 8 p.m. Winner does not need to be present to win, but you must be playing with your card to win. Live it up at Living Sky Casino.
Living Sky Casino. Living Sky. Live it up.
Use your game sense. When planning your Swift Current stay, call the Days Inn. Just a short walk from Living Sky Casino and a few minutes from world-class golf, Days Inn offers free Wi-Fi, a continental breakfast to go with newly renovated rooms. Ask about suites with kitchenettes. Unwind in the jacuzzi suite. If you're driving a large truck, no problem. There's lots of free parking. The Days Inn is home to locally renowned meeting and banquet facilities as well. Call 306-773-4623. The Days Inn, the host hotel for the Swift Current 57's.
Welcome back to Swift Current 57's Baseball. It's Ryan Schweitzer in beautiful downtown Moose Jaw. Tanner Eames working against Brett Esau here in the top of the 5th inning. Esau, Mason Brown, John Baeta due up here. Brett Esau reached via E4 and was caught looking against Bo Sheridan. Sheridan chased out of this game in the 3rd inning after a 6-run inning for the 57's. 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball. And it's a called strike 3. Esau caught looking. Good stuff from Tanner Eames to send Esau back to the dugouts.
Next up for Swift Current, DH Mason Brown.
Mason Brown, who's hot as a pistol in the postseason for the 57's. Brown .429 in his first 2.5 games of postseason action for Swift. Catcher from Littleton, Colorado. Doubled his last time up. He's got an RBI, a hit, and a run scored. Tanner Eames. Pitch catches the outside part of the plate, hitting the gun at 77 miles an hour, and it's 0-1 here. Eames will step off the mound. Brown will step out of the batter's box. And the two will mentally strategize about the next pitch in this ball game. Eames, off-speed pitch in, and 0-2 the count to Mason Brown. Eames, 1.2 innings of work thus far, striking out 1. 57's haven't hit off of the Moose Jaw right-hander as of yet. Fastball, 83 miles an hour, catching the outside part of the plate, and Mason Brown is caught looking. 2 strikeouts for Tanner Eames as John Baeta makes his way to the plate.
Swift Current catcher John Baeta. He's our Molson beer batter. If he gets out his 2 beer for $8 at the Park in the Park.
John Baeta from Port St. Lucie, Florida. Hit .267 in the regular season. And still looking for his first hit of the postseason. He sat out game 1. First pitch to Baeta. Fastball is up. 1-0 count. Pitch is hit into the backstop by Baeta. 1-1. So 1-1, 2 down, nobody on here. Swift Current looking to grow a 7-0 lead. 2-1 the count. Pitch 1, hopping catcher Cole Workin, and that heads to the backstop. 3-1 the count. Tanner Eames pitching to Cole Workin, Ben Dalkey at first, Scott Platt at second, Cutter McDowell at short. Third base for the Miller Express is Adam Cook. Outfield, Pate Katuchis is in left. Center field, Travis Abel. And patrolling right field, Ty Schindel, as John Baeta is going to take a walk, his second of the ball game. Brings Nick Kanyas up. Kanyas a bunt single and an RBI single for Swift. So Nick now hitting .333 in this playoff series. There's 2 out now, Baeta on at first. 7-0 lead for Swift Current. They're looking for more. First pitch to Kanyas out of San Antonio. And it's a 1-0 count. Nick hit .285 in the regular season, 13 stolen bases in 16 attempts. .2-0 count to Nick with 2 away here. 57's out hitting the Miller Express 7-2 thus far. 80-mile-an-hour fastball from Tanner Eames is just a bit outside to Kanyas. Right-handed pitcher against the lefty hitter. Cole Thibodeau is on deck. Thibodeau 1 for 2 with an RBI. And Nick Kanyas is going to take a walk. Two strikeouts from Tanner Eames, taking care of Brett Eson, making Brown. Back-to-back walks since then to John Baeta and Nick Kanyas.
Current second baseman Cole Thibodeau.
57's will head back to Swift Current tonight, spend the night in their beds at home, and then head back to Moose Jaw at about 3 o'clock tomorrow. Why do it that way? Because buses are cheaper than hotels, I suppose. So if we wrap up around 10 or so, Swift back home just before midnight. Plenty of time to get rested up. Moose Jaw, perfect driving distance for an in-bus movie, as Eames hits 70 or 82 miles an hour on that fastball to Thibodeau. 0-1 with 2 away. Ground ball, fouled right past Taylor Steen in the first base coach position. Steady diet of 82-mile-an-hour fastballs to Cole Thibodeau from Tanner Eames here in the top of the 5th inning. 7-0 lead, Swift. Thibodeau reaches, low-velocity ground ball. Grabbed by Adam Cook and thrown away. Here comes John Baeta, backdoor from third. And the 57's put another run on the board. It's 8-0. Cole Thibodeau reaches first via the E5, and with 2 away, John Baeta rounding third hard comes in to score. And the lead is 8 for Swift. Top of the order now in Thomas de Bonville. 2 solo bombs in this one, and he flew out to center field last time he was up.
Now the bat for Swift, current center fielder Thomas de Bonville.
Shout out to Thomas's folks, Mark and Rayanne in Silverthorne, Colorado. Faithful viewers of our Swift Current 57's webcast. Thomas coming in at the roster deadline for the 57's this year. Only got to see action in 9 regular season games after July 15th, and that had been the first baseball that he'd played since April, so took Thomas a little time to get his timing down, hitting .286. His timing's been dynamite tonight. 2 home runs in his first 2 at-bats, both off 1-0 pitches. One and one the count to de Bonville now. Runners on the corners. 57's with a crowd silencing 8-0 lead. Shot by de Bonville could be trouble. No, that's into the glove of Scott Platt. And 2 will be stranded for Swift. They will put 1 more across the plate. 8-0 lead for the 57's. Matt Maholski on the mound. 57's in the field when we return right after this.
At the Hearing Place, we're making a positive difference in the lives of our clients' hearing health. We are a full-time, fully licensed hearing health care facility. Our goal is to improve and maintain our clients' hearing health with personal attention and ongoing support. As an audiologist with more than 15 years experience, I work with clients of all ages, including toddlers and newborns. This is not only my vocation, but my passion. When you come into the Hearing Place, you will receive a complete diagnostic hearing evaluation using state-of-the-art equipment. We talk about the specific reasons for your visit and the hearing situations you find most difficult. We then discuss the hearing options that are right for you, your budget, and your lifestyle. The end goal is to ensure you leave with the knowledge and confidence about your future of hearing health. The Hearing Place. For more information, visit www.thehearingplace.ca.
Matt Maholski, 2-0 count here, working against Grant Westmoreland. Westmoreland gets a piece of that baseball, hits it deep, hit back, and the Miller Express are on the board. Grant Westmoreland, with his team down 8, picks an opportune time to hit his first home run of the season. And it's 8-1 now.
Miller Express third baseman Adam Cook.
Matt Maholski struck out 3 in a row, and Grant Westmoreland with a solo shot. Only the third hit allowed by the native of Mansfield, Texas. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning now. 8-1 is the lead. Maholski 64 pitches. There's number 65 as that's fouled towards the parking lot at nearby A.E. Peacock High School. 1-1 the count. Adam Cook, the first baseman, homered in Swift as part of Moose Jaw's 6-5 Game 2 win. Cook fouls off that fastball, 1-2. Adam Cook singled his last time up. He represents the number 9 spot in the batting order for the Miller Express. And Cook launches one into the outfield. Thomas de Bonville at the wall. Back-to-back home runs by the Moose Jaw Miller Express, and the lead for the 57's is now 6 runs. 8-2 they lead Moose Jaw. Scott Platt.
For the Miller Express, second baseman, Scott Platt.
Platt's been hit by a pitch and struck out in this one. Scoreboard watching around the WMBL. The Okotoks Dogs in the top of the 6th with a 10-0 lead on the Edmonton Prospects in Edmonton. Platt hits one over top of our location here. Weyburn Beavers and Regina Red Sox tied at 3 in Regina. That's in the top of the 6th. Lethbridge with a 5-0 lead on Medicine Hat in Medicine Hat. And Swift Current here leading Moose Jaw 8-2. So everywhere in the WMBL, the home team is either losing or tied. Home team's being outscored big time. 10-0, Okotoks leading Edmonton. 5-0, Lethbridge leading Med Hat. 8-2, 57's lead. 57's up 6 here in the bottom of the 5th, but Moose Jaw's put the last 2 on the board. Back-to-back home runs by Grant Westmoreland and Adam Cook. Scott Platt trying to keep the offense going. Fastball from Maholski fools him, and it's 2-2. Maholski doesn't miss by much outside, and it's a full count, 3-2. Platt fouls that off towards Caribou Street. Full count now. 3-2 pitch. Platt jammed by that fastball. And the count remains 3-2 after that ball careened into the screen. Platt, ground ball. Bodie Cooper. 1 down. Travis Abel, who's struck out this game and reached on a fielder's choice. His third try, hitting 167 this series after a 270 regular season.
Center fielder Travis Abel.
Few of the usual suspects for offense between these two teams starting to come around a bit here in game number 3. Abel, shot to right field. Nick Conyas makes the catch in right. Second out. Ty Schindel to take a turn. Native of Victoria, BC, right fielder for Moose Jaw. We're glad that you could join us for Swift Current 57's baseball. Brought to you by Crop Production Services and Living Sky Casino. Happy to bring you every game of the 57's playoff run. There'll be at least 4 of them against the Moose Jaw Miller Express. After the series split in Swift, Ty Schindel fouls that one back. Count is 0-1 now with 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Fastball hitting 86 from Maholski. Strike 2. 4 2/3 innings of work, 8 strikeouts, 1 walk, 2 earned runs for Maholski on only 4 hits. Back-to-back home runs by the Miller Express. 8-2 the score. Maholski and John Baeta agree on a 1-2. Off-speed pitch. Brett Esau on the backhand. Has to hurry that throw to first, and Schindel is there. Brett Esau grabbing that on his backhand. That's a tough play to make. Throw is on target, but Schindel, right fielder, has some wheels. As he was able to leg that out. And now Cutter McDowell to the plate. McDowell 0 for 2 this game. Lining out to short the last time he was up and flying out to first base on a 3-0 pitch. Breaking ball from Maholski. He induces a swinging strike. It's 0-1 here with 2 down. Miller Express with a 2-run 5th thus far. Looking for more here. Trying to take a bite into that 57's lead. Swift now up 8-2 if you're just joining us. Strike 2, McDowell sitting on fastball. Maholski gives him a change at 77 miles an hour. Maholski pauses. 0-2 pitch. Runner in motion. Throw to short. Just a bit off target. And sliding in under the tag is Ty Schindel. Throw was a bit high, otherwise they would have had him. So Schindel scampering to second. Count is 1-2. Maholski. Fastball up, 2-2. .85 pitches thus far for Maholski to get through 4 2/3. Line drive over top of Cole Thibodeau, rounding third and heading for home, and scoring for the Moose Jaw Miller Express is Schindel. And Moose Jaw with a field goal here in the 5th.
Next up for the Miller Express is first baseman Ben Dalkey.
Joe Carnahan making his way out of the dugout to have a quick chat with Matt Maholski.
Coverage and play brought to you by CNS Builders, proud sponsor of your Miller Express.
Carnahan. Umpires seldomly have to go break up his mound visits. Lane Downing deployed to the bullpen. Swift Current's lead is now 8-3. They led it 8-0 before this bottom of the fifth, where Moose Jaw's put 3 on the board. Runner is in motion. Swinging strike by Dalkey. Stealing that base is McDowell.
Can this inning just end now?
Matt Maholski has struck out Ben Dalkey 3 times. Breaking ball stays low, 1-1. Dalkey taking a half hack at that first pitch. Beginning his swing and then immediately regretting the decision to do so. Breaking ball from Maholski. Fouled off by Dalkey, and it's 1-2. Matt struck him out twice thus far, Ben Dalkey. Runner on at second, Moose Jaw. With 3 runs this inning. Fouled out by Dalkey.
Foul ball brought to you by Seaboard Insurance, your SGI Canada broker.
One-two pitch. Maholski. Breaking ball. Dalkey gets a piece of that one. And the runner at third being sent home, and another one's going to score for the Miller Express. It's 8-4. And after a solid first 4 innings, Joe Carnahan making his way out to talk to his infield.
Now to bat for the Miller Express, catcher Cole Warkin.
And Joe's going to circle back
Stoppage in play
as Lane Downing is ready to go.
Nissan can help drive you home.
Four and 2/3 for Maholski. 7 hits, 4 runs, all earned, striking out 8 and walking 1, facing 23. Lane Downing coming on in relief. We'll let Lane get warmed up. And we'll be back with more Swift Current 57's baseball right after this.
At Crop Production Services, we're on in our commitment to farming. As in, it's on, lights on, game on this day and every day. Because through seeding, spraying, and harvest, on isn't an option. It's a marathon of on for farmers. On track, on time, always on. Like CPS in your community. So much riding on your farm. So many ways to profit from our experience. Bring it on. CPS, we're with you.
When you need to unwind, visit Smiley's Lounge at the Days Inn Swift Current. Smiley's offers daily food specials and a full menu. Ask about their daily homemade soup and a wide variety of wings. Need something to go? Visit their off sale selling cold beer, hard liquor, wine and coolers, and all the ice you need. Need takeout or a catering service? Call 306-778-4600. Smiley's Lounge, North Service Road East, Swift Current.
Lane Downing from Kansas coming on in relief here. 57's with a 6-run third inning. And then singles in the first and fifth. Gave them an 8-run cushion, but Moose Jaws got 4 of those back here in the bottom of the fifth. Lane Downing brought in.
Fans, you can take this stoppage and play to get
regular season for Downing.
Ticket. The pot sits at over $800, so not a bad one.
19 innings of work for Downing, 25 innings of work, allowing 27 hits, striking out 26 and walking 6. 3.55 earned run average for Downing on the year. Second playoff appearance for Downing as well, who saw some mound time in Game 1 back in Swift Current. Downing going an inning, striking out 1, and getting the Game 1 win officially, coming on in relief of Bob St. Pierre. First pitch from Downing against Cole Workin, who singled and struck out this game. 1-0 count. Fly ball. That'll just escape Roswell's Park. 1-1 the count. One pitch, Lane Downing. Trying to get out of what's been a marathon inning against for the 57's. Fastball from Downing, fouled out of here again. And the count is 1-2. Looking forward to coming right back at you from here tomorrow night for game number 4. No matter what happens here tonight, one of these two teams will have the opportunity to end the series tomorrow night. As Cole Workin will step out of the batter's box. Solo home runs from Grant Westmoreland and Adam Cook got the offensive ball rolling for the Miller Express in this 4-run inning. Downing, pitch in the dirt, blocked by John Baeta. 2-2 count with 2 away. '57's with Trey Taylor starting to loosen up in their bullpen. As the rest of this one could be pitching by committee. Fastball low and away. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Could be in for some fireworks for the duration of this game. No easy outs in either of these two teams' lineups, really. Runners in motion with 2 away. Cole Workin fouls that off. Power hitting Ben Dalkey will head back to first base. Dalkey with an RBI single last inning. 3-2 pitch, 2 away. Runner is in motion. Workin gets a small piece of that ball, drills it into the catcher's mask of John Baeta. Count remains 3-2. 86-mile-an-hour fastball from Lane Downing, inducing that foul ball into the catcher. Three-two pitch. Workin continues the battle with Downing. Getting in front of that changeup. Three-two pitch. Ground ball. Play at second won't be an option as the runner was in motion, so Brett Esau will take care of Cole Workin via the 6-3. Well, the Moose Jaw Miller Express do some damage in their half of the fifth inning. They put up 4. And the 57's, who once had an 8-run lead, now lead it by 4. Top of 6 coming up. See if we have more fireworks between these two teams. More 57's baseball webcast after this.
The next one, 7:50.
Living Sky Casino. Living Sky.
Win a jackpot on a select bank of machines to be entered into the weekly draw for rider tickets and merchandise. Draw to be held every Sunday at 8 p.m. Winner does not need to be present to win, but you must be playing with your card to win. Live it up at Living Sky Casino.
Living Sky Casino. Living Sky.
Use your game sense.
Thank you to Swift Current Building Supplies for providing the materials for the new patio at Mitchell Field.
See Swift Current Building Supplies for all types of lumber, kitchen hardware, tools, power tools, fence, and shed packages.
At your one stop, we carry everything shop for building and renovation.
Building supplies, farm and ranch, construction, paints, and decor. Swift Current Building Supplies, Swift Current's complete home and farm building supply center. Highway 1 West.
Riley Campbell, who at times this year has really been the straw that stirred the drink offensively for the 57's. Good guy to lead off after giving up a 4-run inning against. As the energy guy who makes things happen will try and make things happen now. Swift still with a 4-run lead. It's 8-4. 57's with a 6-run third inning. Breaking ball to Campbell. 1-1 the count. Tanner Eames on the mound for Moose Jaw. 2 1/3 innings of work thus far. Campbell. Another single for Riley as he pounds that baseball into the outfield. And this just in, Riley Campbell is a playoff performer.
For Swift Current left fielder Blake Adams.
Playoff batting average of .600 now for Campbell. Big Blake Adams. What a 1-2 punch Campbell and Adams were for the 57's this year. Blake Adams breaking the 57's team record for runs batted in. He crushed that record. He had 54 on the year. Previous mark set by Eros Modena was 46. You're not going to get RBIs if you don't have guys on base. And Riley Campbell was there for Blake Adams throughout a lot of this season. Campbell and Matt Bondarchuk scoring a lot for Swift. One-0 count to Campbell. The league rookie of the year. Not before. I'm not going to see a pitch before Campbell's checked at first. Quick pickoff move by Eames over to first. Campbell safe at first after that pickoff move. Eames again, a quick throw. Campbell. A few base umpires in the stands thought that they had Campbell. So Tanner Eames doing everything he can to keep Riley Campbell close to first base. Mindful of the fact that Riley loves to steal bases, just loves it, as Adams swings and misses. 1-1. Campbell checked again and hits Riley Campbell with that pickoff move to first. Just a sickening thud as that one got Campbell right in the rib cage. Pickoff move. And Campbell will take a moment to walk that off. Tanner Eames. Campbell in motion. Throw to second base. Gets Riley. So Campbell, who was 35 for 40 stealing bases in the regular season, gets caught trying to swipe second, and he looks as though he's still favoring that rib a little bit. Certainly hope that all is well with Campbell. Blake Adams, half swing at that ball. And it's a 2-2 count. One away here. Two-two pitch, just a bit outside, and it's 3-2. Adams' .360 batting average in the regular season. 12 home runs and that team record-breaking 54 runs batted in. He set the home run record as well. Previous best for the 57's was 11. Ground ball up the middle. Cutter McDowell in the glove. Over to first on the run. Down goes Blake Adams. 2 down for Bodie Cooper. 1 for 3.
Next up for Swift Current.
With a 2-run home run this game. Swift leading 8-4. Cooper slaps that one up the middle. Diving stab by Cutter McDowell. Throw to first is in time. Good play by McDowell. And back-to-back 6-3s take care of the 57's. Bottom of 6 coming up. Still a 4-run lead for the 57's. We'll be back with that bottom of the 6th right after these.
At Crop Production Services, we're on in our commitment to farming. As in, it's on, lights on, game on this day and every day. Because through seeding, spraying, and harvest, on isn't an option. It's a marathon of on for farmers. On track, on time, always on. Like CPS in your community. So much riding on your farm. So many ways to profit from our experience. Bring it on. CPS, we're with you.
And now, a message from your stomach.
Hey, the workday's over and it's time to eat, and I need some real good food. Some real good food from Houston Pizza. They've got savory ribs, souvlaki, steak, chicken, Greek or Caesar salad, and of course, that delicious pizza. Everything's made fresh daily. For dine-in, pickup, or delivery at Houston Pizza, you get real good food.
Houston Pizza's got lots of real good food.
We're back with 57's baseball in Moose Jaw. 8-4 lead for Swift Current. It was at one time, an 8-0 lead for Swift. 1 run in the first, 6 in the third, and then 1 in the fifth inning. Moose Jaw with a 4-run fifth. Pate Katuchis leading off for the Miller Express. Katuchis, Westmoreland, and Cook. Pate Katuchis struck out twice against Matt Maholski. Maholski went 4 2/3 for the 57's before that 4-run fourth. Or the 4-run fifth, rather. Struck out 8 and walked 1. One and 1 count to Pate Katuchis. Katuchis 111 in the postseason thus far. Downing. Changeup. Off the dome of John Baeta. Joe Carnahan's going to ask John if he's all right. And have a quick chat with Ron Shuchuk. One-two count. Bo Sheridan, starting pitcher for the Moose Jaw Miller Express, chased after 2 2/3 as Lane Downing strikes out Pate Katuchis. Third time Katuchis has been fanned this game, as he struck out swinging thrice. Bo Sheridan 2 2/3 starting for Moose Jaw. 7 hits, 7 runs. Striking out 4, walking 2, 4 earned runs of those 7. Tanner Eames has now worked 3 1/3 for Moose Jaw. Grant Westmoreland, part of back-to-back home runs for the Miller Express last inning in that 4-run sixth. Slaps one the opposite way to Blake Adams in left, and that's a single for Westmoreland. He was used sparingly as a hitter in the regular season, Westmoreland was, and with a somewhat depleted lineup and players having to leave for the Miller Express, Westmoreland not out of place at the bottom of the order in that DH spot. He's got a home run and a single so far this game. 2 for 3. Adam Cook, who had that other home run last inning, now batting for the Miller Express. Runner on at first, 1 down. Lane Downing, fastball. Just misses the outside part of the plate. Right-handed pitcher against a lefty hitter here. Runner in motion. John Baeta didn't get a good throw away. One hopping Brad Esau. And that'll be a stolen base for Westmoreland. .84-mile-an-hour fastball from Downing. .20 pitch. Cook with 2 home runs in this playoff series. Sat out game 1, made a big impact in game 2 with a dinger. Cook hit .253 in the regular season. Didn't have any regular season home runs, and now 2 in the postseason. Appeared in 37 games, 24 hits, and 95 at-bats. So Cook out of Cambridge, Ontario, saving his best stuff for the postseason. I'm sure right now Michael Hunt, coach of the Miller Express, has no issue with that. And Cook's going to be able to take his base here after that fastball got away from Lane Downing and hit him.
Scrimmage and play brought to you by the Altman Fan Zone. Wear what players wear. Stop at the Altman Fan Zone and pick up your MLB on-field pro fit caps. UFC, your
Joe Carnahan with one down here in the sixth, making his way out. And he'll grab the baseball from Lane Downing. Sean Chandler had been warming up in the 57's bullpen. And it looks as though the 57's are going to go to the right-hander from Nebraska for his first playoff appearance. We'll allow Sean Chandler the opportunity to get warmed up here as the 6'5" righty takes the mound. And we'll be back with more Swift Current 57's baseball right after these.
Win a jackpot on a select bank of machines to be entered into the weekly draw for rider tickets and merchandise. Draw to be held every Sunday at 8 p.m. Winner does not need to be present to win, but you must be playing with your card to win. Live it up at Living Sky Casino.
Living Sky Casino. Living Sky.
Use your game sense.
At Crop Production Services, we're on in our commitment to farming. As in, it's on, lights on, game on this day and every day. Because through seeding, spraying, and harvest, on isn't an option. It's a marathon of on for farmers. On track, on time, always on. Like CPS in your community. So much riding on your farm. So many ways to profit from our experience. Bring it on. CPS, we're with you.
Here comes Sean Chandler in to pitch for the 57's. 13 appearances on the year for Chandler, 17 innings of work, allowing 7 hits. Only 2 earned runs, striking out 22 and walking 20 in 17 innings of work, 2-0 on the year, with a 1.05 earned run average.
Now the mound for Swift Current, number 39, Sean Chandler.
Chandler from Nebraska, drafted out of high school in the 32nd round by the Milwaukee Brewers. Right-handed pitcher, just going over things with John
Now
Baeta.
the man for the Express, second baseman, Scott Platt.
Top of the order now for Moose Jaw. "17 innings pitched for Chandler, striking out 22 and walking 20. Fastball up. 1-0 count. Overhand righty at 6'5". Downward trajectory on that fastball. Swinging strike. 1-1 the count. Chandler looks the runner at second. Slider for strike 2, 1-2 the count with 1 down. One-two pitch. with one away. Baeta lines up inside. 88-mile-an-hour fastball for strike 3.
Next up for the Express.
2 away here with 2 on. Sean Chandler pitching to John Baeta. Bodie Cooper at first base. Cole Thibodeau playing second tonight. Brett Esau at short. Riley Campbell at third. Blake Adams in left. Thomas de Bonville, who has 2 home runs this game, in center field. Right field is Nick Kanyas. Travis Abel to the plate, who struck out, reached on a fielder's choice, and flew out to Nick Kanyas. Change up from Chandler is up.
50-50. The pot over $1,000.
High 80s fastball, mid 70s change, mid 70s slider, what we've seen out of the hand of Chandler so far here. Sean Chandler. Oh,
darn it.
Light just turned off on us, but
Well, that's embarrassing.
90 miles an hour out of the right hand of Chandler. Some people think I'm making these up, so wanted to show that. A legit 90.
It's just like Bigfoot. It's always blurry when you need the evidence. Am I right? Don't worry, I'll get it.
3-0 count. Two on and 2 out. 8-4 lead for the 57's. Bottom of the 6th. Sean Chandler touches 90 again. And 3-1. And ball 4 inside. Ty Schindel flown out, walking an infield single. 16 hits between these two teams. Base runners have been plentiful. Moose Jaw's walked 4, 57's have walked 2.
Ty Schindel.
Bases loaded for Ty Schindel. He represents the tying run. There's 2 away. Schindel with a Game 1 home run. $90-mile-an-hour fastball is inside. One-0 count. Chandler picking up in velocity, able to consistently hit 90, but he's outside the zone. 2-0 now with 2 down. Miller Express haven't put anything up on the scoreboard in the bottom of the 6th after a 4-run 5th. 90-mile-an-hour fastball for strike 1. 2-1 the count. Swinging strike. Ethan, get that.
Okay. Hurry.
91 on the gun. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. 2-2 pitch, 2 down. Ethan, get it. Look at that. Strike 3. Chandler hits 92.
Sixth inning on the Winmar scoreboard. No runs, 1 hit, no errors.
3 are left stranded. 92 miles an hour of heat. Take care of the Moose Jaw Miller Express on that fastball. Swift will be on the sticks when we return with Swift Current 57's baseball, brought to you by Crop Production Services and Living Sky Casino.
Just landed.
Living Sky Casino. Living Sky.
Win a jackpot on a select bank of machines to be entered into the weekly draw for rider tickets and merchandise. Draw to be held every Sunday at 8 p.m. Winner does not need to be present to win, but you must be playing with your card to win. Live it up at Living Sky Casino.
Living Sky Casino. Living Sky.
Use your game sense.
At Crop Production Services, we're on in our commitment to farming. As in, it's on, lights on, game on this day and every day. Because through seeding, spraying, and harvest, on isn't an option. It's a marathon of on for farmers. On track, on time, always on. Like CPS in your community. So much riding on your farm. So many ways to profit from our experience. Bring it on. CPS, we're with you.
We're back. Swift Current 57's baseball. Brett Esau leading off for Swift. Count 1 and 2 to Esau. Quick chat between Cole Workin and Tanner Eames. Nobody on here. Count 1 and 2. Not sure what that discussion would have entailed, but 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball low and away. Brett Esau in front of a changeup, goes down swinging.
Now the man for Swift Current, DH Mason Brown.
Mason Brown 1 for 3 this game. In the DH role. He's hitting .375 in the postseason after a regular season of .250. 1 down here, top of the 7th inning. 8-4 is the score. Swift Current leads it. Ground ball, Mason Brown. Cutter McDowell in the glove, over to first. 2 away, John Baeta making his way up.
Now the man for Swift Current.
Swift Current with a 6-run third.
It's studio for $8 at the Park in the Park.
Moose Jaw's got all of their offense in the 5th. And that's really been what's victimized the 57's when they have lost this year a lot of the time. that one big inning against. Hurt them in game 1 of this series. They did come back and win that one. Moose Jaw all of the offense so far in that 5-run, or in that 4-run 5th, rather. John Baeta has walked a pair of times tonight, struck out once. Fastball just below the letters is ball 2. Tanner Eames, 4 innings of work, allowing a hit, a run, striking out 3 and walking 2. 82-mile-an-hour fastball catches the outside corner, 2-1. Nobody on here. Top of 7, 8-4, Swift lead. These teams have combined for 16 hits, 8 apiece. Fastball into Baeta. 3-1 count. Okotoks Dogs, top of the 9th inning, an 11-1 lead on the Edmonton Prospects. Weyburn and Regina tied at 4. Lethbridge leads Medicine Hat 6-3 in Med Hat, as Baeta fouls that off, and we'll have a full count. And here in Moose Jaw, 8-4 lead Swift Current and the Moose Jaw Miller Express. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. We'll be back here tomorrow night at Roswell's Park in Moose Jaw to bring you game number 4 of this series. One team will have the opportunity to wrap the series up in this best of 5. All knotted up at 1 headed into this one. Slammed foul by Baeta towards the 57's bullpen. Three-two pitch. Baeta, ground ball past the second baseman. And there's John's first hit of this one. A single to go with a pair of walks for the 57's catcher.
Now the bat for Swift Current right fielder Nick Conyas.
Nick Conyas, 2 for 2 with a walk this game, hitting .333 in the postseason. 2 hits, an RBI, and he's touched home plate tonight. John Baeta on at first, 57's. Looking to keep things going with 2 away here. Change up from Eames. Tanner Eames in relief. About to throw his 60th pitch of the ball game. Belted by Conyas as he hits that 80-mile-an-hour fastball into right field. 3 for 3 with a walk is Nick Conyas now. Number 9 hitter Cole Thibodeau got on base last time via an E5. Thibodeau 1 for 3 with an RBI this game. 57's regular season batting average leader, .374. He had 43 hits and 115 at-bats. So the 57's looking to keep things rolling here with 2 outs in the top of the 7th, trying to pad their 8-4 lead. Fastball, letter high to Thibodeau, 82 miles an hour from Eames, 1-0 count. Strike 1 to Thibodeau from Eames. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. Top of the order on deck, Thomas de Bonville, who's 2 for 4 with a pair of solo home runs. De Bonville homering on the second pitch of the ball game as Thibodeau fouls that off the ankle. Fastball coming his way at 81. And the catcher, Cole Workin, will head out to talk to Tanner Eames. Off-speed pitch to Thibodeau. 2-2 with 2 away. Nick Kanyas at first, John Baeta at second. Back-to-back singles by the 57s in the lower half of the order. 2-2 pitch to Thibodeau. Fouled towards Taylor Steen in the first base coach position for Swift Current. First playoff series with the new look for the Swift Current WMBL team. The green and orange. 2-2 pitch. Thibodeau, ground ball, hit to short. Scott Platt double clutches, throws to first. And that'll do it for the 57s. Cole Thibodeau grounds out to second. Two are stranded, none score. Still an 8-4 lead for the 57s. Bottom of the seventh and more of Sean Chandler when we return with 57s baseball.
Call 694-5711. We're into the Moose Jaw Warriors 7th inning stretch.
Win a jackpot on a select bank of machines to be entered into the weekly draw for rider tickets and merchandise. Draw to be held every Sunday at 8 p.m. Winner does not need to be present to win, but you must be playing with your card to win. Live it up at Living Sky Casino.
Living Sky Casino. Living Sky.
Use your game sense. When planning your Swift Current stay, call the Days Inn. Just a short walk from Living Sky Casino and a few minutes from world-class golf, Days Inn offers free Wi-Fi, a continental breakfast to go with newly renovated rooms. Ask about suites with kitchenettes, unwind in the jacuzzi suite. If you're driving a large truck, no problem. There's lots of free parking. The Days Inn is home to locally renowned meeting and banquet facilities as well. Call 306-773-4623. The Days Inn, the host hotel for the Swift Current 57s.
All right, we're back here in Moose Jaw. Bottom of the seventh inning. Sean Chandler was throwing some heat. He ended the sixth inning with a 92-mile-an-hour fastball to Ty Schindel.
Leading off for the Express shortstop, Cutter McDowell.
So McDowell, Dalkey, and Workin, tough part of the order. 57's up by 4. They'll do their best to try and keep Moose Jaw off the scoreboard here. Sean Chandler, 2/3 of an inning thus far. And a pair of strikeouts. Righty on righty matchup. Chandler. 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Hops up on Cole Thibodeau. He better hurry that throw, and he'll eat it. Runner on at first for Ben Dalkey.
Now the bat for the Express, first baseman, Ben Dalkey.
Dalkey struck out twice this game, facing Matt Maholski, and an RBI single as well. 8-4 lead for the 57's. Runner on at first. 91-mile-an-hour heater fouled off by Dalkey. Chandler 0-1 pitch after Dalkey fouled that off. Goes to his slider, outside, 1-1. Chandler look at the runner at first. 90-mile-an-hour fastball jams Dalkey. And 1-2. Bottom of the 7th. 57's looking to take a 2-1 series lead. They lead the Miller Express 8-4. And last 4 runs in this ball game, though, have been on Moose Jaw's side of the scoreboard. 1-2 pitch. Slider. Fouled back. Count is 1-2. Sean Chandler in the regular season. We've said this before in describing his numbers. Nuke Lelouch type stats. 13 appearances, 17 innings of work, 22 strikeouts, and 20 walks with that 1.05 earned run average. So he strikes hitters out at a rate of better than 1 per inning, as another 90-mile-an-hour fastball is fouled off by Dalkey. 1-2. Sean Chandler, another 1-2 pitch. 1 on, none out here. Chandler steps off the mound as Cutter McDowell is dancing around at first base. One-two pitch. Another fastball from Chandler, fouled back by Dalkey. Count still 1-2. "21 pitches thrown by Sean Chandler since entering this ball game. Comes pitch number 7 of this at bat with Dalkey. Chandler motions to first, keeping Cutter McDowell near the bag. Called strike 3. Fastball low and away, righty on righty, 91 miles an hour out of the right hand of Chandler. Third strikeout of the game for Ben Dalkey. It's a big reason the 57's are leading in this one. Dalkey's got an RBI single. He's 1 for 4, but keeping Dalkey's bat somewhat in check. And scoring 6 runs in an inning helps too. 8-4 lead Swift. Cole Workin watches that 90-mile-an-hour heater across the plate for strike 1. 1 away here, runner on at first. One hopper on the pickoff move past Bodie Cooper. And Cutter McDowell in motion, galloping to third base. And he's thrown out at third. No, safe. Thought they had him. So a pickoff move to first that got past Bodie Cooper, and suddenly Cutter McDowell's on at third with 1 away. His team down by 4. It's the 57's in games 1 and 2 that have had the late game come from behind fireworks. Down 3 in the 9th inning last night and almost coming back in the bottom of the 9th. Getting 2 runs and the third out coming with runners on at second and third. Slider from Chandler stays up 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, 1 down. Runner on at third base now for the Miller Express. Slider from Chandler in for a strike, 1-2. It's the fastball that's been paying the bills for the tall right-hander from Nebraska. Going to breaking stuff for the last 2 pitches, and it's a 1-2 count with 1 away. One-two pitch. 91 miles an hour, right down the pipe. Takes care of Cole Workin.
Next up for the Express, left fielder Pate Kutachis.
57's pitching in this game has combined for 13 strikeouts. 8 from Matt Maholski, 1 from Lane Downing. And Sean Chandler has struck out 4 in the 6 batters that he's faced. Pate Kutachis to the plate. Kutachis 0 for 3 in this contest, striking out in all of his at-plate endeavors. 2 away, runner on at third. And a high fastball induces strike 1. Fastball just catches the outside part of the plate, or just misses it rather, 1-1. .91-mile-an-hour fastball, just a bit out. 1-1 pitch. John Baeda showing some good athleticism to put his body in front of that ball. As that pitch traveled just a bit outside. 2-1 the count now with 2 away. Grant Westmoreland, who's having himself a game, 2 for 3 with a solo home run and a single, is on deck. Bottom of the 7th inning, 8-4 lead for the 57's. Swinging strike 2, 91 miles an hour. Two pitch, 2 away. Strike 3, and Pate Kutachis gets the golden sombrero on that one. 4th time that he's been struck out by 57's pitching in this game. 1 left on. 7 in the books. Top of 8 on the way. 57's up to bat. When we return with Swift Current 57's baseball for Crop Production Services and Living Sky Casino.
At the Hearing Place, we're making a positive difference in the lives of our clients' hearing health. We are a full-time, fully licensed hearing health care facility. Our goal is to improve and maintain our clients' hearing health with personal attention and ongoing support. As an audiologist with more than 15 years' experience, I work with clients of all ages, including toddlers and newborns. This is not only my vocation, but my passion. When you come into the Hearing Place, you will receive a complete diagnostic hearing evaluation using state-of-the-art equipment. We talk about the specific reasons for your visit and the hearing situations you find most difficult. We then discuss the hearing options that are right for you, your budget, and your lifestyle. The end goal is to ensure you leave with the knowledge and confidence about your future of hearing health. The Hearing Place. For more information, visit www.thehearingplace.ca.
Hitting off for Swift Current is center fielder Thomas de Bonville.
Top of the order for the Swift Current 57's. Understand Moose Jaw right fielder Ty Schindler's family is enjoying the webcast out in BC. We say hello to that group. Happy to provide the webcast service to all parents and family members of the WMBL players. We're here for the fans of Swift Current, but it's also a great honor to be a link between you and your sons, nephews, whatever the relation may be to you, WMBL ball player in your family. Glad that we could be a link at some point this summer for you. Thomas de Bonville at the plate right now, 2 for 4 with 2 solo dingers in this one. Top of the 8th inning and an 8-4 lead for the 57's. Breaking ball from Tanner Eames. Credit Eames, 4 1/3 innings of work. 68 pitches. After the 57's put up a 6-run third, Eames came in and really calmed the Swift Current attack. Hasn't blown anyone away with his velocity, but Swift unable to put much on the board after Bo Sheridan was chased out of this one. 8-4, they lead it, though. 8th inning. Thomas de Bonville will scamper to first on that drop third strike. Almost a misadventure at first there, but de Bonville strikes out. He's 2 for 5 this game with those 2 aforementioned home runs.
Next up for Swift Current is third baseman Riley Campbell.
Riley Campbell walking a single in this one. Also like to give a big shout out to a couple of Swift Current alums, Cole Armstrong and Kelly Haraska, watching this game as Riley Campbell hits that to left field. Flying out to left. Blake Adams to the plate. Kelly Haraska and Cole Armstrong. Part of the 05 and 06 championship teams in Swift. Watching from their respective homes in California is Blake Adams. First pitch changeup, strike 1. 2 down here in the 8th inning. 8-4, the 57's lead it. Horse and I had some fun back in the day when Swift Current games were broadcast over the radio. 71-mile-an-hour changeup to Adams. He's out in front of that. Remember, there was one time Horst did color commentary for me in Saskatoon. He was suspended. 9 innings, 9 empties in front of each of us by the time that broadcast was done. Big Swift Current win on that day, too. Can't remember the score. New memories made each and every summer in the Wimble. 57's winning it all last year in 2016. Hoping to repeat. 1-2 to Adams as he tries to time out that slider. Slaps it foul. 1-2 with 2 down. Bodie Cooper on deck. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 down here. Breaking ball low to Adams. He takes, deuces wild now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Also give a shout out to Swift Current Mayor Dennis Perot enjoying the webcast back in Swift Current. Denny putting his money where his mouth is earlier this week, challenging Moose Jaw Mayor Fraser Tolmie to a jersey versus jersey wager in this playoff series. 83-mile-an-hour fastball, 3-2 to Blake Adams. Those 2 mares went head-to-head in a hockey wager when Swift Current and Moose Jaw met in the Western Hockey League playoffs. Swift Current mare getting the best of that one. And we'll see. A lot of people in Swift Current hoping to see his worship Mayor Tolmie of Moose Jaw donning that green and orange. 3-2 pitch to Adams, low and away. Blake takes a walk.
Next up for the 57's, first baseman Bodie Cooper.
It was fun working with Mayor Perot as well, doing some video with Brett Esau of the Swift Current 57's, as well as the Swift Current coaching staff. Denny coming in, putting some good swings on some baseballs in a impromptu batting practice. He did some promotional videos for the Swift Current Broncos in hockey season and for the 57's in baseball season. If you had to pick, Denny, I think your sport's baseball. Bodie with a 2-run home run this game. Striking out and grounding out a couple times. Shot by Cooper, hit way up in the air. They got a fine beat on that one with the radar tracking it at 15 wing Moose Jaw, but the catch is made. Bodie flies out to left field. Blake Adams is stranded. Bottom of the 8th coming up. 8-4 lead.
Water supplier for your Miller Express.
Bugs are out.
Let's do our Bugsies 50-50 cash prize draw. Time for our
We'll be back with more 57's baseball after this.
At Crop Production Services, we're on in our commitment to farming. As in, it's on, lights on, game on this day and every day. Because through seeding, spraying, and harvest, on isn't an option. It's a marathon of on for farmers. On track, on time, always on. Like CPS in your community. So much riding on your farm. So many ways to profit from our experience. Bring it on. CPS, we're with you.
When you need to unwind, visit Smiley's Lounge at the Days Inn Swift Current. Smiley's offers daily food specials and a full menu. Ask about their daily homemade soup and a wide variety of wings. Need something to go? Visit their off sale, selling cold beer, hard liquor, wine and coolers, and all the ice you need. Need takeout or a catering service? Call 306-778-4600. Smiley's Lounge, North Service Road East, Swift Current.
It's a lot of moths. The bright lights at Roswell's Park illuminating downtown Moose Jaw. Ryan Schweitzer bringing you the balls and strikes between the 57's and the Moose Jaw Miller Express. Glad that you could join us. Large contingent of people watching back in Swift and a lot of fans tuning in from all over North America. Friends and family, aunts, uncles, grandparents, parents of players on both teams here, and we're glad that you could join us for this opening round series between Swift Current and Moose Jaw. First time that these two teams have met in recent history. A Swift Current Moose Jaw playoff series was quite a regular thing in the late 90s, but as the SMBL evolved into the WMBL, it just never really worked out that way for these two teams to be first round playoff adversaries, or any round playoff adversaries for that matter, as Sean Chandler working against Grant Westmoreland. Westmoreland 2 for 3 with a solo dinger and a single. Sean Chandler, the hard-throwing righty out of Nebraska. That was an 89-mile-an-hour fastball just over the glove of John Baeta. At times tonight, Chandler's touched 92. Hardest pitching we've seen since we started doing the radar gun thing in the final few weeks of the season. Fouled off by Westmoreland. Westmoreland out of Pearland, Texas. And it's 2-1. Nobody out here. Bottom of the 8th. 89 miles an hour from Chandler, and it's 3-1 as that just misses low. Ground ball. Pops up on Brett Esau. He'll eat it, and Westmoreland will get to first. Adam Cook, the number 9 hitter for the Miller Express, has been dangerous in this playoff series. A single, a solo home run, and he was hit by a pitch the last time he was up.
Next up for the Express, third baseman
Cook with
Adam
2 home
Cook.
runs in this playoff series. He hit one back in Swift Current in Game 2. Cook with no home runs in the regular season. But the native of Cambridge, Ontario, finding some pop in his bat in the month of August. Throw to short, out of the glove of Brett Esau. It was on time. The throw from Baeta was there. But the middle infield unable to take care of that base runner. And the base runner just got thrown out of this game.
No.
Moose Jaw Miller Express coach Michael Hunt. So Grant Westmoreland ejected after successfully stealing second. Or perhaps the ruling was that he was out at second, despite that ball being bobbled, and he was debating that. In any event, nobody on now. Count 1-2. Pitch behind the hitter. Adam Cook at the plate. Sean Chandler at times could be described as effectively wild. Two-two pitch. 89 miles an hour right down the middle. And it's a called strike 3.
Now to bat for the Express, second baseman Scott Platt.
Scott Platt now to take a turn. 8-4, 57's lead, 2 out, bottom of the 8th. Swift Current looking to maintain that lead and take a 2-1 stranglehold of this series. Platt flies that up. Bodie Cooper's got room, and he makes the catch. Scott Platt flies out to the first baseman, and that'll do it for the Moose Jaw Miller Express. Top of 9 coming up. Swift will look to add to their 4-run lead. Sean Chandler striking out 6 in 2 2/3 innings, facing 10 batters. And we'll be back with the 57's with lumber in their hand when we return with 57's baseball. Win a jackpot on a select bank of machines to be entered into the weekly draw for rider tickets and merchandise. Draw to be held every Sunday at 8 p.m. Winner does not need to be present to win, but you must be playing with your card to win. Live it up at Living Sky Casino.
Living Sky Casino. Living Sky.
Use Use your game sense.
Thank you to Swift Current Building Supplies for providing the materials for the new patio at Mitchell Field.
See Swift Current Building Supplies for all types of lumber, kitchen hardware, tools, power tools, fence, and shed packages.
At your one stop, we carry everything shop for building and renovation.
Building supplies, farm and ranch, construction, paints, and decor.
Swift Current Building Supplies, Swift Current's complete home and farm building supply center. Highway 1 West.
We moved that bar out of the way for you. Bonesy and Horse. Top of the ninth, Brett Esau leading off for the Swift Current 57's. 8-4 the score. As you can see, 10 hits and 3 errors committed by the 57's. To Miller Express, 8 hits, 2 errors. Tanner Eames has come on in relief and done an admirable job for the Moose Jaw squad in this one. Mason Brown on deck. Esau, Brown, Baeta due up here. 1 and 2 the count. Strike 3, and Brett Esau goes down swinging.
Next up for Swift Current is DH Mason Brown.
Well, it's been an eventful one here. 4 home runs, player ejection. Joe Carnahan having a chat with Ron Shuchuk. Now, I think someone in the Moose Jaw dugout said something that Joe Carnahan took exception to.
I heard some sort of gibberish, but
Nothing in 1 the count to Brown. An 8-4 lead for Swift Current, trying to add to it here in the top of the ninth. What happened with Grant Westmoreland last inning upon closer inspection? He successfully stole the base, but then popped off the bag, and then the tag was applied there. Then he was called out. Then he protested, and then the ejection. So 2 and 2 the count to Brown. Miller Express down a DH in this one. Tanner Eames, right-handed pitcher. Breaking ball. Brown drills that fair down the third base line, and that could be extra bases for the designated hitter. Brown gallops to second. Second double of the game for Mason Brown. Second hit of this one. And Mason Brown, who hit at or below 200 through most of the season, ended the year hitting 253, and then now in the playoffs hitting 400. So is Brown saving his best stuff for the month of August? Certainly looks that way as of right now. John Baeta to the plate. Catcher. Fastball hops away from Cole Warkin. Mason Brown moves to third. And with one out, Brown potentially could add some insurance. A little bit more. 4-run lead for Swift in the ninth. Sounds like the Schindel family making friends with some 57's fans. Asking to give shout-outs to Brittany, Michelle, and Wally in Victoria. Happy to do that. Glad to see fans on both sides are getting along. Some Swift Current fans sitting behind their dugout, and some parents of Moose Jaw Miller Express players. So we certainly thank Brittany, Michelle, and Wally in Victoria for joining the 57's webcast. If you ever make it to Swift Current, please patronize Living Sky Casino as a thank you. Living Sky Casino and Crop Production Services making this webcast all possible. We thank them for their support. 3-0 count to Johnny Baeta. One down here. Eames, 3-0 fastball for a strike. Eames has struck out 5 and walked 3, facing 24 along the way. 5 2/3 innings of work. One earned run against on the watch of Eames. Baeta, swinging strike, 3-2 the count now. We'll be back here tomorrow night, 7:05 first pitch from Roswell's Park in Moose Jaw. 57's hoping to take a 2-1 series lead after the series split in Swift. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down. Jam shot by Baeta. That might stay fair. No, just foul by a few feet. He takes a swing at a pitch up and in. And we'll live to see another pitch from Eames. Eames in relief, closing in on 100 pitches. This will be his 98th. It's a breaking ball that Baeta fouls off. So pitch number 99 of Eames' evening. About to be uncorked here to Baeta. 7 pitch at bat, Baeta and Eames battling it out here in the top of the ninth. Three-two. Another foul ball from Baeta. Tanner Eames set to deliver the 100th pitch of his evening in relief. Eames brought in to stop the bleeding as part of that 6-run third inning. That's propelled the 57's to this 8-4 lead. Baeta fouls another one off, and he continues to battle with Eames here. Nine-pitch war of attrition between Baeta and Eames. Keel Crumweedy warming up in the 57's bullpen. Three-two pitch, Eames. Breaking ball, and ball 4. And John Baeta in this game, 3 walks and a single. Struck out once. Baeta gets himself on base after a good at-bat. And John just doing an awful job of being the beer batter this evening. Getting on base 4 or 5 times now. First pitch to Nick Conyas. Misses the strike zone, 1-0 count. Conyas 3 for 3 with a walk, RBI, and a run scored. He's hitting .400 this series so far. Fastball out, 2-0 count to Conyas. Runners on the corners, one away here. Swift Current up 8-4. And looking for a little bit more of a cushion heading into the bottom of the ninth. Two-0 pitch. Conyas sitting on fastball, sends it into the backstop. Conyas representing the number 8 spot in the batting order. Cole Thibodeau on deck. Fastball out, 3-1 to Nick. Mitch Guyberson will likely get the start tomorrow for the 57's. Fastball in, that'll load the bases. Second walk of the game for Conyas. 57's pitching has only walked 2 hitters in this one.
Television play brought to you by the Heritage Inn.
One each for Matt Maholski and Sean Chandler. As Michael Hunt makes his way out of the dugout, and he'll take the baseball from Tanner Eames. And it looks like Travis Edgar, right-handed pitcher who's capable of touching 90, is going to come in and try and get the final 2 outs of the 9th here and limit the 57's lead to just 4. We'll give the big righty a chance to warm up, and we'll be back with more of the top of the 9th when we return with Swift Current 57's baseball for Crop Production Services and Living Sky Casino.
At Crop Production Services, we're on in our commitment to farming. As in, it's on, lights on, game on this day and every day. Because through seeding, spraying, and harvest, on isn't an option. It's a marathon of on for farmers. On track, on time, always on. Like CPS in your community. So much riding on your farm. So many ways to profit from our experience. Bring it on. CPS, we're with you.
And now, a message from your stomach.
Hey, the workday's over and it's time to eat, and I need some real good food. Some real good food from Houston Pizza. They've got savory ribs, souvlaki, steak, chicken, Greek or Caesar salad, and of course, that delicious pizza. Everything's made fresh daily. For dine-in, pickup, or delivery at Houston Pizza, you get real good food.
Houston Pizza's got lots of real good food.
Welcome back to Swift Current 57's baseball in Moose Jaw. Swift Current with 1 away has the bases loaded, and Travis Edgar coming in to try and keep the 57's off the scoreboard here in the top of the 9th. Deficit is already 4 for Moose Jaw. They want to keep it that way heading into the bottom of the 9th. Travis Edgar, 18 appearances in the regular season. This will be his first appearance of the postseason. 17.1 innings of work, allowing 15 hits, striking out 18 and walking 10, 5.71 earned run average. Edgar 1-2 in decisions in the regular season in those 18 appearances. Fastball to Cole Thibodeau with the bases loaded here, 87 miles an hour on that fastball. Nothing in 1 the count. 3 on and only 1 down. Edgar came in to pitch in the Miller Express final game of the regular season against the 57's. His fastball was hitting 90 on that night. First two offerings at 87. Strike called at 88. 1-2. Cole Thibodeau. Swung on and missed. Strike three. 88 miles an hour. Thomas de Bonville now will take a turn. De Bonville 2 for 5 with 2 solo home runs. Second pitch of the ball game was sent over the left field wall by de Bonville, putting Swift on the scoreboard early. There was some debate as to what side of the foul pole that ball landed on before de Bonville credited with the round tripper. Fastball, strike one, 88 miles an hour. 2 away here, bases loaded. Another fastball that catches the outside part of the plate. Thomas's body language shows that he doesn't quite agree with that assessment. Edgar, 6'5", overhand righty. That ball coming in with some downward trajectory. Check swing by de Bonville, breaking ball low and away. Did he go? Negatory, says the first base umpire. And 1-2 the count to the native of Silverthorne, Colorado. One-two pitch, bases loaded. Fouled off by de Bonville. .88 miles an hour out of the right hand of Travis Edgar on the fastball. 1-2 pitch. Takes something off that one and strikes out de Bonville. The 57's will leave the bases loaded. And 4 will have to be enough. 8-4. Joe Carnahan likely deploying Keel Crumweedy to wrap this one up. We'll be back with the bottom of the ninth. 8-4, 57's.
Win a jackpot on a select bank of machines to be entered into the weekly draw for rider tickets and merchandise. Draw to be held every Sunday at 8 p.m. Winner does not need to be present to win, but you must be playing with your card to win. Live it up at Living Sky Casino.
Living Sky Casino. Living Sky.
Use your game sense.
At Crop Production Services, we're on in our commitment to farming. As in, it's on, lights on, game on this day and every day. Because through seeding, spraying, and harvest, on isn't an option. It's a marathon of on for farmers. On track, on time, always on. Like CPS in your community. So much riding on your farm. So many ways to profit from our experience. Bring it on. CPS, we're with you.
Keel Crumweedy into close for the Swift Current 57's. Crumweedy, 9 appearances on the year, 11 2/3 innings of work, 9 hits allowed, striking out 15 and walking 4, 1-0 with 5 saves and a 2.31 earned run average. 11 innings, 15 strikeouts for Crumweedy. His first appearance on the mound in the postseason.
Now the mound for Swift Current, number 18.
The lead is 4 for the 57's.
Leading off for the Express, center fielder Travis Abel.
So 2-3-4 in Moose Jaw's batting order. Right where they want to be for some late game heroics. 57's lead at 8-4. Keel Crumweedy, first pitch, fastball up. 1-0 count. Crumweedy, utility player and closer for the 57's. We've seen him play third, short, and second this year. 7 regular season home runs as well for Crumweedy. Goes 2 fastballs to face Travis Abel. And third pitch is a changeup at 73 miles an hour, 1-2 the count. One and two, Crumweedy working fast here. Low and away, hopping over by Ada, 2-2. Abel, Schindel, McDowell. Another try at a fastball low and away, and it's a full count to Abel. No runs in this ball game since that 4-run 5th inning by the Miller Express. Score's been 8-4 for a while. Abel swings at that fastball. And Bodie Cooper makes the catch in foul territory. Good hustle by Bodie to track that ball down. One down with Ty Schindel at the plate.
Now to bat for the Express right fielder, Ty Schindel.
Schindel 1 for 3 with a run scored, hitting .364 in this playoff series. Strike called on the breaking pitch. Schindel will step out of the box after moderately disagreeing with that assessment. Crumweedy. Quick to work. Slider at 73, 1-1. Fouled off by Schindel. 57's have Swift Current product Devin Schultz in their dugout. He's the local product on the team. Brett Esau from Meadow Lake, Saskatchewan, the other Saskatchewan boy on the team. But other than Schultz, player with a hometown to the closest proximity is Swift Current, Glasgow, Montana's Keel Crumweedy. So the guy on the mound, that's our boy. As he steps off the mound. One, two. That's drilled into the backs or into the Miller Express dugout. Everyone okay down there. Breaking ball low and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down. Bottom of the 9th inning. 8-4 lead for the Swift Current 57's. Swift Current and Moose Jaw both with big innings offensively. Swift with a 6-run 3rd. Moose Jaw with a 4-run 5th. In the regular season, these teams were 4-4 against each other, and both combined for 42 runs. So no surprise that this series was split after the first 2 games. Crumweedy, fastball, strikes out Schindel. And the 57's are 1 out away from a Game 2 win here in Moose Jaw. Let's go scoreboard watching around the league. Doing some scoreboard watching around the league. Medicine Hat with a come-from-behind win over Lethbridge. 9-6 final there. Medicine Hat taking a 2-1 lead in that series. Slider in from Crumweedy, 1-0 count. Okotoks beating up on the Prospects tonight in Edmonton, 11-1. And the Weyburn Beavers get out of Regina with a 6-4 win. As Crumweedy hits McDowell with that pitch. Fastball into the person of McDowell. Fastball low to Dalkey. 2 down here, bottom of the 9th. 8-4, Swift lead. John Baeta coming out to have a chat with Crumweed. Multiple hit games for the 57's tonight. Nick Conyas with 3 hits. Mason Brown had a couple, as did Thomas de Bonville. 2 home runs for de Bonville in this one. That's fouled out of Ross Wells. Lands right in front of us.
That was nightmarish. Can't you tell if they're calling out?
2-1 to Dalkey. 82-mile-an-hour offering from Crumweedy. 3-1 with 2 down and a runner on at first. Cut from Dalkey, hit into Baeta. 3-2. '57's potentially 1 strike away, 1 out away from a Game 2 victory in Moose Jaw. Crumweedy, runner in motion. Fastball high and in, and ball 4 to Dalkey. So Cole Warkin now represents the last chance for the Miller Express.
Next up for the Miller Express, catcher Cole Warkin.
John Baeta just having a quick chat with Keel Crumweedy. Ben Dalkey was walked. Cutter McDowell hit by a pitch. That's how we have 2 runners on base right now for Moose Jaw. Towering fly ball hit up. Blake Adams in left makes the catch. And that'll do it. 57's will win Game 2, 8-4. Swift Current takes a 2-1 lead in this best-of-5 series. And Swift has the opportunity to wrap it up here at Roswell's Park in Moose Jaw against the Miller Express. Our Swift Current 57's player of the game. We'll acknowledge the efforts of Sean Chandler in this one, coming in relief, keeping the potent Moose Jaw offense off the board, going 2 2/3 in relief, striking out 6 and walking just 1 along the way. Only faced 10 batters. Honorable mention, of course, to Thomas de Bonville in his 2 home run game. 2 solo bombs for de Bonville, going 2 for 6 tonight. And Nick Conyas deserving praise as well. 3 for 3 with a run scored, and RBI, and 2 walks. 57's take it 8-4. They'll be back here in Moose Jaw tomorrow night, and so will we. 7:05, the webcast will begin. Thank you very much for joining us wherever you may be tonight. It's Ryan Schweitzer saying good night from Roswell's Park in Moose Jaw.